discover the condition we in. In legal terms, that's called the right to discovery, in legal terminology. So, in the right to discovery, the prosecutor charge you with a case, and he's telling you under this, and this, and then they give you the right of discovery. Now, discovery is when the prosecution reveal evidence that they have pertaining directly to the case. Now that they got to reveal this to you, the information that's tied directly to the case, you can get a chance to see what they are really holding and how they are holding you in custody with their shenanigans. Now, I'm going to do a few more invites because I want to give a few people a chance to get up in here and see what's what. Because we're going to separate these imposters from these real people. And all these imposters don't really believe that we're going to discover them. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. Y'all got to watch. Because it all comes out in the end. So I'm going to do a couple more invites here. And I'm going to show you how I'm the prime, right? You got to look at the Transformers. That's just a story to give us a guideline to know that when we all come together, we are powerful and unstoppable forces. I'm the prime. I'm the motherfucking head of the Autobot. And I'm about to set this motherfucking Autobot up right in their face, and then they're going to be twisted in the brain. And they're going to be able to figure out how they figure this shit out. They figured this shit out because the Monkey King is back with this monkey man under wraps. So, go to the Nazca lines for your beginning. The Nazca lines is going to tell you a story. And they've been trying to figure out the Nazca lines for years. For years. I'm not going to tell y'all what they is right now, but I'm going to point out a couple of symbols in there. One, you see the phoenix bird. And for two, you see a monkey. The irony is the particular monkey strain that is not from South America, it's from Africa. Or what we call Africa today. And in the process of looking at the Nazca lines, that's telling you something. So now what do you connect this to? You connect it to, as the sun shine in the east, even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. What do that mean? Well, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So when you look at the symbol of the monkey, if you go to the east, you'll find Sun Wukong in China, you'll find Hanuman in India, the east. Then it sets in the west. And you got this monkey in this Nazca strip to show you that the sun also sets in the west. So the whole thing about the Nazca lines is they are a sign for a specific time. From there, you go to back to your historical record. Now, when we talk about historians, over here we have a historian on YouTube named Dane Calloway. And Dane Calloway is tasked with the job of digging up the skeleton from the grave, so to speak, and reassembling the body. And he needed to do that in order for us to have references. And if you go to his channel, he got a lot of good videos. In one of his videos, he got a picture of Europeans landing in America. And behind this European, they got this little black guy looking like he's terrified. And don't nobody know what that is. So let me give y'all a little help. I told y'all before in one of my videos, Truth in Plain Sight videos, that Peter Falk, or Peter the Falcon, was a clue. And he played Columbo. And Columbo was the name of Christopher Columbus, who was actually a investigator. So when you go back and you look at the history, they even tell you he's an investigator. What is he an investigator for? He's working for somebody else, but they are presenting him to the Queen to get funding. And he has a navigator, a little black guy named Peter the Black, or Pietro del Negro. And that's a Spanish name. Pay attention. It's a Spanish name. Pay attention. So this little black guy came from Spain. He didn't come from the Caribbean because they hadn't found that yet, according to the historical record. And he didn't. So he couldn't in the historical record. So they didn't find that yet. Ooh. You all right? Okay. So let me get back to this. So yeah, they ain't know he know what's real. See, they can't trick him. Like a lot of our historians can be deceived, but you can't deceive Dane Calloway because he know what's up. So let's deal with this Pietro del Negro, or Peter the Black. Peter the Black history is pretty obscure for some reason. Why they don't want us to know who he is? Because, you know, they always got a habit of hiding the history. So it's ironic that Peter the Black was the navigator. What do that mean? He was the star reader. He was the star reader that was to guide the investigator Columbo to the new land. Now, they told y'all about a new world order. They didn't tell y'all that we've been under the new world for hundreds of years since them suckers landed over here and we lost the war. They said that this was the new world. So all of this old American colonial garbage is the fault of those hidden hands. Now, we see I'm going to give you an example of a hidden hand, because don't nobody think that we can ever figure this out. Point a couple things out. World War II, Adolf Hitler, they said he was the wickedest man that ever lived. Not really. Not even close. He didn't kill more people than Stalin. He didn't kill more people than Lenin. He didn't kill more people than Mao. But mind you, they all getting out the imposters for this time, because we needed to have it where when we make this move, we don't fail. So Adolf Hitler in Mein Kampf, there was a story that he's telling about a lady that turned on them, that turned on the Reich. And this lady that turned on the Reich was found dead in the woods, and above her head was a note pinned to the tree. And the note read, "You bitch, you have betrayed the fatherland. Now you have been judged by the black hand." The fuck is the black hand? My father was a little boy. He used to tell us these stories when I was a shorty. He said, "I don't know who these people is." He said, "But we was terrified of the black hand. Every time somebody started getting some money, they tell them, hey, you can't be getting all that money, man. You're going to have to answer to the black hand." So where's the black hand? So remember, we got to have a dog in every fight in this divide and conquer mechanism that was laid down in Babylon. A dog in every fight. Now, peep game. Go to California now and look at the Jewish Defense League. If you look at their symbol is the black fist. Why do these pale-skinned fake Jews have a black fist for their symbol? It doesn't make sense. Don't make sense. That don't match. Because they think about, according to the record keepers over there in Israel, they look at us the same way, or even worse than other Caucasians. They look at us as like we are their source of economics. We the source. We the root. We like to, when you dig a mine in the ground and you get the material, the minerals out, we they mineral. Everywhere we set up shop, you found Jewish shops set up in our community. Everywhere. And these Jewish shops would always try to suck us blood dry, but they would always make us have this illusion that they're giving us a deal. They call it Jewing you down. I'm going to go Jew him down for that price on that, because that's too much. He's going to charge you $50 for something, you Jew him down to $25, but it's really only worth $10. Most people don't understand the Jew process, to Jew him down. So now, the black hand is the black fist of the Jewish Defense League. I want y'all to think about that. Let that sink in. It has a black fist representing Jews, and the Jews are imposters. So who is behind it? Who's pushing the agenda with this black hand? Now, is it anywhere else? Is it anywhere else? It's a political text called The Unseen Hand by Ralph Epperson, where he was able to discover a massive amount of information on the deception. Now, I told y'all we just recapping and mostly dropping references, so put that in y'all codex. Ralph Epperson, The Unseen Hand. He got a lot of information in there that's going to open you up to this political scam. All right? So, Dane Calloway, who was actually he's an Olmec, see? So we had different tribes. He was from the Olmecs. And that's why when you look down there, when you look at his picture of Dane Calloway, he looked just like an Olmec. When you look at me and you look at the long face, then you already know what you're dealing with. You know where I'm from. I'm from the Washita Nation before they were Washita Moors. I am Quetzalcoatl of the Aztecs, but because of the conditioning, I had to come under a different tribe, the tribe of the Chief of the Two Feathers, Chief Pontiac. And the two feathers represent the truth. And all Moors know that Chief Pontiac standing on his 45 holding up his second, meaning that he's firmly, squarely standing on the truth. He don't give a damn what they think about it. So, what do this mean? Let's give y'all some more references about some stuff I said before about the entertainment industry being controlled by hidden forces. I told y'all that Farrakhan was sent to L. Ron Hubbard for a reason. Because under Dianetics, you can't get extorted by Hollywood. They don't extort them. They can't, because the power and the force of this group is too strong. Now, a lot of people get the founder, Mary Eddy, mixed up with Mary Baker Eddy. Mary Baker Eddy was the founder of Christian Science, and the other lady was the founder of the Church of Scientology, but they are interrelated. See, we made agreements to get out from under this oppressive regime of these imposters a long time ago. Those who did not have the right to ascend would become grateful when they was given that opportunity to go to the next level and to be able to perform. So, I mentioned the Oscars before being an award for Europeans, and Oscar was a black guy. Because they were, it was designed for them, people that look like us didn't get awards at the Oscars. Because it wasn't for us. See, I mentioned as another reference, the painting that Leonardo da Vinci put up that shows you the whole man in biomechanics, the complete and perfected man. But what is he talking about? The complete and perfected man. Well, we all know that Solomon was the builder of the temple. Solomon is the soul of the man, and in the temple that he was building was the temple of man, and this particular man was the last addition to the human family that was being used as an oppressor. The whole thing was that we would all one day be so confused that we rise up and just start killing all of the Caucasians, all these Europeans. They ain't the problem and they ain't the source. I told y'all they're not the problem, they're not the source. In order for you to escape the dividing... Come here! In order for you to escape the divide and conquer mechanism, you have to be able to have a dog in every fight, and you have to be able to... Hey, I'm going to push this on pause for a minute while I got to deal with something. All right, so we go back to the structure, and we go back to the references. Everything is discoverable if you know what you're looking for. Everything is discoverable. So we got to put all the pieces together. So we got somebody in every fight. We got a dog in every fight. I want to go back to Noble Drew Ali because don't nobody understand how he started a whole different organization, right? He started a different Moorish organization go back to the beginning, it was called the Moorish Zionist Temple of Islam. The Moorish Zionist Temple of Islam. Now, who in the hell is them people and where are they at today? I don't know. What happened to Noble Ali? We had a meeting in the Travel Lodge years ago. And they realized it was a piece missing. So they called a brother up from Jamaica, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, to give us the final piece to the puzzle so that we could put this African conjure down on their head. They can't escape it. See, what we did is a reversal conjure. A reversal conjure. That means that all of the dirt they playing for us go back to them. Right? All of the backbiting, all of the thievery go back to them. So in this process, we put a dog in every fight. Noble Drew Ali was our first point man in the Moorish temple. Now, there's a difference between a Moor, there's a Moabite, and Almoravid. The defenders of the faith are not the same as Moors. Almoravid, as you can find them, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima will talk about them and how they came from the Holy City and helped to establish schools all the way over as far west as Morocco. But they wasn't Moroccan. They wasn't Moors. And then we looked at that. If Almoravids were the defenders of the faith, then they called the people from Morocco Moray. Those are two different groups of people. Because, as you know, Greek was written by Egyptian priests. And Latin was written by Carthaginian priests. Now watch the move. Hannibal, he was a Carthaginian, and he was on a march to crush the enemy, which was Rome. He was on a march to crush them. He had took a vow to his father, Hamilcar, that under no circumstances would he make allegiance with them imposters that was pretending to be righteous under the Roman emperors. But he was fighting them, and you watch what happened. One of the ones in Carthage that looked like him sold him out. He cut the money off. See, now we're dealing with economics again. We're dealing with this money situation. Everything on this planet, the Creator put it here for us to use for free. Only thing we're supposed to pay for it is labor and effort. Now, when you get to the point where we are now, the system and the structure of the system requires economics in order to survive, because of the way it's set up. I can survive off the fat of the land. I don't need money. I can live in the jungle. All right. So we're gonna go back and then we're gonna come back to this. Dane Calloway, historian. I gave you references about Moors. Yesterday I told you about my Angel Bay. Yep. I told you about Larry Hoover, but I didn't tell you about Tukey on the West Coast or none of the Bloods on the West Coast. I didn't tell y'all about that. Now, I touched on
Son, John.
Hey, now you notice the sign is upside down. You think that's an accident?
Nah. The end. It says
Right. So they
Alan
flipped it.
G.
Then these is the people, the crew of the Ella Fitzgerald, and this is the memorial.
Okay.
It was 29 people that was casualties on the Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
The Ella Fitzgerald was flipped over in Lake Superior.
Okay.
So they're saying that the ship flipped in the superior spirit realm first. It was a spiritual war.
Okay.
All right. In the seas, the lakes were as vast as the seas was the flip from the fresh water to the salt water.
Okay.
That's how we end up in the bay. So from the bay, it's telling us that somebody, which we discovered was 40 water, was keeping the guys, the OGs, solid together. He was like a binding agent.
I want to say Easy E with the Crips. I mean, Easy 40 with the Crips too. But he connected.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
I don't know if he is a Crip. I know he connected with the Crips though.
Yeah, he connected with all of them because in the bay, for what they saying he's doing, he's being a peacekeeper between the clans.
Okay.
Right now, remember, blessed are the peacemakers, for theirs should be the kingdom of heaven. Right.
Yeah.
So we're looking for a peacemaker like 40 water, but we're looking for somebody that he's working with that would be considered his OG.
Man, it's got to. I'm trying to think of who they could be though. That's a. And if that dude is he hiding in the background, or do we know it's? Can we we seen him before we done?
I don't know yet.
I think it's Farrakhan.
I'm just following the signs, and the signs is unraveling what it unraveled.
I think it's a Farrakhan now. E40 on the Farrakhan now. I don't know, man, because Farrakhan a little feisty though. So
no, when she says set it adrift.
Did they tell you?
It's the more. Go to the search bar.
All right, right here.
When you come back to the video.
Okay, all right. Go to Google search bar.
Yep.
I got you.
Under images, type in Moorish sacred drift.
Oh shit. We got it, bro.
This T. Rogers.
Oh, this right here, yeah. You see it? What you need?
It's right gonna be a book. Put book behind it.
Right here. Here you go. Right here. Is it Peter some Sacred Drift?
Yep.
Right here with Double Jew Ali on the cover.
All
right, I got you. Let me blow it up. Man, you be giving us some good books every time, bro. Hey, shit that I ain't never heard of. I went to a library, bookstores, everything. I ain't never seen the books you be talking about. Somebody like you be giving me some good shit. Like this book, I ain't never heard of this book. I got a lot of books. Man, Sacred Drift. This right here gotta be some high power alchemy right here. What the hell is going on here, Rod?
Yeah, it is some high powered alchemy. This is called a knock from the past. It's a message from Noble Jew Ali that was carried by one of his students into the future on his behalf.
Okay.
In order to get the secrets out into the public domain. You see his hand?
Yeah. I have a
right.
Right.
But it also with no glove on.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Right. The right hand reveals the secrets in the public domain. He's talking about Michigan.
Okay.
The right hand of God.
Yeah, that hand,
right hand to earth.
My bad for cutting in. But that
scroll up to the names. Scroll up to the names and see what they say.
Peter LeBourne Wilson.
Okay. Now, the first thing I noticed about that name
is what?
It say Lamborn.
Yep.
Who wrote the book of Lam?
Baba.
Who gave the prophecy of the book of Lam?
Elijah.
Okay, this is already documented, right?
Yep.
So Peter, meaning father, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Peter was told in the Bible, on this rock, right?
Yep.
I'll build my temple.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Now, we know in the lodge that the rock is the stone that the builders rejected.
The cornerstone.
Becomes the chief cornerstone. Chief cornerstone.
That's right.
Right? And this is Will's son.
Will's son. That's right. Let's do it.
Right. But here's the kicker. Believe it or not, Will's son is my father.
Okay. Go ahead.
My grandfather's name is Will.
Okay.
And that make my father Will's son.
That's right. Let's get it.
Peter, the one who knows about the book of Lamb, is born to Will's son. The father was born to Will's son. This is a message from Noble Drew Ali, standing between both pillars, Joaquin and Boaz. Severity and mercy on the straight up 45.
That's right.
That's an upright man revealing the secrets to the public. This is instructions from what to do from Noble Drew Ali to me through his students. This is called reaching into the future.
What's this sword right here in the ground? Like, well, all this stuff down here.
Those are different symbols that goes to the rulership. That's King Arthur's sword.
Okay.
My father's name was Arthur.
Go ahead.
Right? So you got to pull the sword by having the blood.
Okay.
You get the blood from the motherland on the red house, which is the red roses.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 red roses because you need 3 sisters to bless you in.
Mm-hmm. You got like a ghost or somebody in the background watching them in the future or something with the Sphinx in the background. Why Noble Drew Ali got the desert and the Sphinx in the background?
Because he came across the burning sands.
Okay, yeah, I'm with it.
Right? That's the Arabian sands.
Yeah.
He crossed the desert and he stands before the Sphinx, because he's facing the west.
Okay.
But when we find out that the world is misoriented, we find out he's facing the east from the west.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's called the proper reorientation.
Okay.
Right?
I'm with you.
He's standing on his 45 with his fez on. He's exercising his 360 of learned knowledge.
Okay.
He learned the 360 to the 720 on the tassel flip on the 360.
Okay.
This is the 360 flip to 720, and the 720 flips to 1440 off the turnaround.
Okay.
All right, now go back up to the top because it's finna take us to another book.
Yeah, blue moon. Every blue moon. What the?
Yeah,
what?
that's a rare event. It's going to take place. This is a prophecy in pictorial form by aligning the art to the spiritual intuition.
This is fire.
Okay, now the Sacred Drift essays on the margins of Islam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the guy sent me a video today about guys talking about writing in the margin on the paper.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's a term for it, and it's called marginalization.
Okay.
Right? In order to escape the margin, you have to enter into the body of the work.
Okay.
Right? So this is what this is transferring this back off of a knockback.
Okay.
We told you we was coming based on the words in the capital letters as an anagram.
Okay. That shit fights a lot of shit in this picture. Hey, got the prayer beads right there. What's that? Like the prayer beads on the Boaz or the not? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's mercy.
Okay. Man, they bear with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm looking at the word sacred drift. Watch this.
Okay.
The side priestesses are the doula.
Yeah.
The letter C is the symbol for the word C.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Remember when you pulled up the red eye in the pyramid?
Yeah.
And what did I tell you it means?
You said it means man, I can't remember.
Blood in my eye.
Yeah, blood.
In my third eye. That's when you see the enemy clearly.
Yeah.
D is the 4, right? That we got flipped off of the channel 4 flip.
Mm-hmm.
The rift. The rift was the division between the children of the nations on the land.
Okay.
So the priestesses see red when the 4 kings see the rift.
Okay.
That means you see the enemy for who they really is. This is coming off a sacred drift off of the students of Noble Drew Ali.
Uh-huh.
This is what we would call a righteous more not.
And would this be safe to say whatever noble Drew Ali was bringing, he brought it from ancient Kemet? Because he was over there, got the pyramid.
Well, you got to remember he studied Kemetic sciences because he was trying to figure out how do he get his people out of the condition they in.
Okay.
Right. So he studied Kemetic sciences. That's how he know to use the symbolism in order to maximize the information exposed without using a whole lot of words.
It's got a cub right here at the bottom too. It's a cub right here, like a cub, like a tiger, or a lion or something.
It's probably a tiger cub.
Yeah, it's like right here at the bottom, right here.
Mm-hmm.
I can blow it up bigger. Right here, you see him? 3 roses. Man,
yeah, he could be any one of the big cats.
Yeah. Noble Julie, it was a high-powered freaking alchemist, man. I'm telling you, every single picture he took.
The sword is also a battle axe.
Okay, let me roll it up. Oh yeah, you can tell. Okay, yeah, right here. It's like a Native American knock, right?
Yeah, that's a tomahawk knock.
Yeah.
The tomahawk is a cleaver.
That's right.
Which is the Cleveland clans, which is Ohio Indians. Right? So we get knocks from multiple clans to close out all this shit on the land and restore us back to prominence where we supposed to be anyway.
That's right. Hey, you know these structures in the background too? If you look at these structures, these were the same structures that we had over here on this land. Like some of these structures, the Washita built these type of structures in Oklahoma.
Yeah, those was mud huts.
Yeah.
North American mud huts. Pull them up.
Yeah. I'm gonna type it in right now.
North American mud huts.
I got you.
Native American mud hut.
Okay.
This was the preferred way to make homes in the Southwest because the temperate climate. Yeah.
Like in Phoenix, those areas. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the dirt is an insulator. It keeps it cool on the inside.
It's pretty much a mound.
That's how we beat the heat.
These had their own air conditioning system, and how did they build them? You know what I'm saying?
Ventilation.
Yep, that's right. And these right here are like the mount. We built mounds too, like underground mounds, the same kind of way. Like, but we built them. These right here were above ground. This is fire, Rod. The same little thing. I seen it in the background. Yeah, right here. These the same one. Look at that. That's like in like Phoenix, New Mexico,
Arizona. So these are also used for the sweat lodge ceremonies in some cases too, depending on the tribe. Right. When they use them for sweat lodge ceremonies, they'll go in that motherfucker in broad daylight when it's 120 degrees outside to start a fire in that bitch. And that motherfucker get hot enough, your ass be in that bitch sweating your guts out.
Yeah.
On peyote, high as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Per pass. You know what I'm saying? That's where they get it from. They didn't hit
the reason why I don't refer a lot of people to psilocybins and psychotropics is because if a person have a episode and they don't have an experienced shaman with them, that it can ruin them permanently.
That's right. I know people that had it happen. I know a dude that walk around with just a steering wheel to a car, talking to himself after he hit that shit without a guide.
Yeah. So when you run into that situation, when you got the experienced guide, he know how to guide you through the conquering of that ancestral energy that's trapping you there. That way he can free you to come back into the physical reality without losing your psychological makeup.
That's right. That's right. And you know something too, Rod, about that, to add to what you're saying, because I studied that when I was writing the Dream Scroll. What happens is if they do it without that guide, that master guide there, they can get it's high power freaking alchemy. You can get trapped because it's a back door. Like you know about the mirror work. You a high power alchemist, you gonna know what I'm talking about. But like the people that don't, like when you leave, when you do this drug, you leave your body, you astral travel, and you go to a whole nother dimension. But the dimension is actually right here, but you know, you can't see it because of the state that you're in. But once you do this drug, it projects you into that dimension. Now, when you get there, it's other beings that's already there. Some of them are trapped there. And what they would do is, if you ain't got a guide to keep you, because what happens if you go there and you got fear on you, these beings can sense it in this dimension, and so they'll come to you and trap you in that dimension, and then they'll steal your body, and they'll come back, and then you will be a whole different person, and they'll think that it's you, but it's really a being that stole your body from when you were doing the drug, because you went in there and you got fear on you and you went with a master. If you see, like, high power alchemists can do it by themselves. They can go in there and they can come back out. Like my brother, he was doing it by himself, and he did it a lot, man. And to one point, he said that one day he was driving.
There's only one thing about that a lot of people don't understand.
Go ahead.
When you have a walk-in like that, that's called a temporary walk-in. It's rules to that shit.
That's right.
Right? And this is what makes you lose your mind. Because if they come into your physical body while you're in an altered state, they alter your brain chemistry.
That's right.
So when you come back to yourself, you got an altered brain chemistry. They probably couldn't even do shit with your body.
Yeah, they just assimilate. Baba explains it like they assimilate their ideas into your brain frequency.
That's a full walk-in.
Yeah.
The full walk-in can only come in to suicidals.
Hey, go ahead.
They had to be so disenchanted with life on Earth that they're willing to leave by any means possible. They normally go out as a walk-in. They walk out and another one walk in. That's a trading of a soul contract.
That's right.
So normally what happened is somebody couldn't handle the contract or the agreement to come into the 3D world. So they pass off the responsibility to another soul who might have died in a car accident or prematurely by some means. They get the opportunity to come in. They can finish the rest of their life out by also completing your journey. So whatever your life purpose was, they have to satisfy the fulfillment of that purpose, and then they go back to their original purpose before they walked in.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Hey,
so most of the walk-ins are not nefarious beings. But the hijackers,
negative beings.
Yeah, most of the walk-ins are benevolent. They just somebody that's trying to finish up the agreement before they was rudely interrupted by external forces.
Okay, let's get it.
Right. That's where you get 98% of your walk-ins. What you call hijackers is the ones you talking about, but they can only habitate for a certain amount of time in your body.
Drink good, right? They gotta drink some kind of solution to stay in the third dimension. They gotta, in order for them to keep them in this body, they gotta do every 30 days, they gotta do a certain ritual to stay in that body.
Well, yeah, if they ritualistically tied from the 3D world, like it's rituals you can do to send somebody outside their body and call in an altar to do your bidding for you as if they that person.
That's right. I've seen this. I know.
Right. Those are what we used to call Zumba rituals.
Okay.
Where you got your word zombie from.
Okay.
Right. When they hijack, the ones that's doing the hijacking normally want to use you to do their dirt in the 3D world without them getting caught.
Exactly. Go ahead.
This how we got caught in this conjure war, because they was using pale faces because they didn't want to get caught. They had no control over what they was doing because they had to follow the instructions of their master. Right? So the only thing we can do is make friends with pale faces and overrun their institutions with friendlies.
Yeah.
Which is how we right. That's how we end up winning. We can win. We could go back to the book.
I got
we can find another book.
I got you. We're going back right here. We was on this one. I think we was on this one.
I think that's the one we was on. The one you at now.
Okay, let's go to the next one, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The forgotten slave trade. The white European slaves of Islam. We don't want to talk about that though, dude.
Right? Go ahead.
We just only want to talk about niggas with slaves and white people came out the caves, conquered the gods, and put them in chains. Make that shit make sense, Elder. What they talking about?
Right.
If we start watching the long game, this is what we gonna find out. These motherfuckers came over here slaves, right? And then they start using them to block us out of the institutions. That's how they shifted their position in the society. Once they shift their position in the overall society, now they standing in the background. Anybody give them any problems, they murder that nigga.
Wow.
Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser. And the list goes on and on of the ones you don't even know put up a resistance. They don't tell a lot about the slave rebellions or the insurrections in the prison camps because they don't want that to be part of the culture. Us constantly waking up and uprising against the tyranny of artificial legal fiction that's operating in the de facto capacity, pretending to be our government, pretending to give a fuck about us, but all the time they economically raping us, they socially destroying us, and they literally are taking the future and from our kids by corrupting what our kids learn. What our children learn from the master keeps them in a perpetual servant mentality. Right? Let's go to the next one. See, all of these is they references so they can learn more about what really went on with the slave trade.
Get a real grasp of it. Get a real good part of the picture.
This is what the CSA where thousands of Irish people sold as slaves. The answer is yeah, because the Irish was fighting the English, and the English don't look like they look today. They look like light-skinned Negroes. They the ones who was running this operation. So when Baba say we was getting punished by our sins, not for our sins, what was the sin?
Exactly.
What was done to the pale people first, you think we gonna get away without paying for that shit?
Exactly. That's what I said.
And my mama say sometimes the good got to suffer with the bad. Because one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch. But if you dump out the whole basket, you can find which ones ain't spoiled. Rinse them off and put them back in there and go about your merry business. So when all of the baskets got dumped out, right? So now it's time of the harvest where we take the good apples and leave the bad ones.
Okay.
Right? Go to the next one. There was one right before this. Double click.
Oh, let me go back. Yeah, it just make it do like that.
Okay, I see what happened. Go ahead.
Unless it was that one. Hold up.
That's what I thought it was right there.
Yeah, okay. It might be that one then. Yeah, okay. It is double clicking on me. Go ahead.
Look, Christian slaves, Muslim masters.
Wow.
White slavery in the Mediterranean, the Barbary Coast, and Italy from 1500 to 1800.
Wow.
This is after Columbus. These are motherfuckers they was bringing over here with them.
I got a picture going along with it. While we on that, I got a picture that's go along with this.
Pull it up.
Okay, this is a picture right here. And you like you already said something about these dudes. Like these dudes right here.
Oh yeah.
He a Muslim, ain't it?
Yeah, them Arabs.
Okay.
The one on the left is a Turk.
Okay. Yeah. The two Gammas. That's what they call them in the Old Testament. Two Gammas.
Yeah. He the servant of the other dude with the beard.
That's crazy, man. So he a white servant.
Yeah.
And he ain't part of the Canaanites because the Canaanites, but he is part of the Canaanites because his family, his people come from the Canaanites mixing with those people over there, the Japhat now people.
That's what make the ones that look like Abu Bakr.
Yeah. Yeah, the pale Arabs. The niggas that can't took over with with the crescent flag and they can't
see. Okay, now you see the guy on the right. His father could look exactly like Tipper Tib.
Okay.
But his mama would be one of the servants that's the complexion of my man.
Okay.
Right. Remember Tipper Tib, right?
Uh-huh.
You remember who he was?
No. Go ahead.
Tipper Tib, pull him up. Right, Tipper Tib was at the time of his life, he was the world's largest slave trader.
Spell his name for me.
TIPPER, new word, TIBB.
Hold on, let me make sure I spelled that right. Spell it again.
TIPPER.
Yeah.
TIB.
BB. Okay, yeah, that's how you spell it. I think I got this dude in there too.
There you go. First and second picture of him.
Let me save it in there because he part of this whole what we talking about. All right.
Now he was from Northern Africa, and he traded African slaves to Europe. That was his business.
What? Hold on, we're finna get this cat. The ancestors finna get this nigga, man. We're finna wake him up out of his grave and hang it.
Yeah, so Baba got him in a couple of scrolls telling us his history, and it's a black guy that's wrote this big ass book. The book is red. I can't think of the name of it, but it's something like Muslims' contribution to the world. He got a section in there on him too.
Check that out.
Yeah, old Tipper Tib, the most prolific.
Selling niggas.
Yeah, nobody in history since him had a reputation of selling more slaves than him. He bought, sold, and traded more slaves than anybody in the known history of the world.
Damn. And it was
except for that's the only way you can out trade him. You have to count like Rome's wealth source was slaves.
Uh-huh.
And so he would be a contributor to Rome's wealth as a slave trader. Now, what was his religion?
Islam?
He was a Muslim.
Yeah.
Muslims are still trading slaves to this day in the Sudan. They capturing them in the Sudan, put them in bondage. They capturing them in Ethiopia, putting them in bondage. This what made them go in there and get Muhammad Fahd ID, Black Hawk Down. Remember that?
Yeah.
Don't nobody know why they went over there.
Yeah, you go break that down for me, man. On the Black Hawk Down.
So they went over there to get rid of a guy named Muhammad Fahd ID. They called him a warlord.
Let me pull this nigga up, man. Hold up. Muhammad.
What's his middle name? FHAD. His last name ADID.
FH.
You should see it in the drop down. Muhammad Fahd ID.
Muhammad.
No, he ain't up there. It ain't spelled right somewhere.
Yeah, ID. What's the last part? ID. ID.
Yeah, ADID.
ADID. Okay.
Put Ethiopian warlord behind it.
Yeah, here you go, right here.
There you go.
Yeah, that's him right there. I remember him now.
They went over there. That whole military operation was to kill him.
Why they want to kill him?
Under him, Muhammad Fahd ID didn't believe in allowing people to come into his country and exploit the people and to trade the women. He was protecting the women and the children, and he was raising the boys to be soldiers. They had to get rid of them. He was creating a situation in Ethiopia where pretty soon they would be able to defend themselves, and they didn't want that to happen. Ethiopia has been under a protectorate with varying European countries, mostly Italy and Britain, for the last 150 years. This guy would have got their independence. That's what he was fighting for. Now, if you notice, he looked like somebody else, Anwar Sadat. Anwar Sadat was the last Egyptian pharaoh from Egypt that was an Egyptian. You remember Bible saying that?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. They built a pyramid structure to him in his memorial. You remember what happened to him, right?
No.
He was assassinated on stage by the Mossad.
What?
You know who the Mossad is, don't you?
Yeah, that's Israeli CIA.
Yeah. Now you know who run that, right?
What you got? I got ideas, but you know,
the Dirty Moors run that. All that shit going on over there, the Dirty Moors run that shit.
That's what I was gonna probably say too.
That's their shit. Pull up assassination of Anwar Sadat.
Yeah, we got to get this.
It was live. I
think Baba got that in the book. Baba got that in the book.
Yeah.
He got that in the book. I remember reading this in the book when you saying it now. It's my memory starting to come back. I think I read it in the book that Baba put out about that dude getting assassinated.
Yeah, they had
to spell his name.
ANWAR. His last name Sadat. SADAT. Shout out to Sadat X from the Brand Nubian, by the way. Yeah.
Let's save him, man. Because I'm gonna do research on this guy. Let me save him.
Yeah. So the reason that he would have had peace in the Middle East in the upcoming months before, if he would have lived, it would only took him about another 6 months to solve all of the Middle Eastern conflicts from Egypt.
There you go with a fez on. Oh yeah. So what he was from?
They couldn't have that, huh?
He's from Egypt.
Yeah, he's Egyptian.
Nigga look like a damn. He don't look like no Afar. And he looked like. I mean, yeah, you can say he's Egyptian, but he like the Ethiopian type Egyptian. He ain't like the Afar. Yeah, this right here. Oh,
I don't think that's in the picture.
Old picture when he was younger. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what he. Okay, like this is a picture. It's a picture of him when he older right here. I got you right here. All right, so this nigga don't look like no. Like he do look like the bloodline because that's how he looked like King George looked. King George looked just like this. And
you know who else looked just like that? Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah, they playing the George moving on up, right?
Yeah, George Jefferson.
Yeah, George Jefferson. George Jefferson from that same bloodline with King George now. Look, the Williams, they come from so you're right. These people are Egyptians because if you go back but you can trace them all the way back to Ethiopia or that one landmass, because we don't know they give us a map of how the landmass is separated and cut off, but we know at one point all that land was one piece, and they try to play these games to separate us. But yeah, I'm with you when you say he an Egyptian because I already did research on how to line, and this right here is a trait right here.
Male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the mother. That come from the Danakiel.
Go ahead. Build on it.
Well, the Danakiel put the receding hairline in the genetic arrangement of the human. Remember, everybody had to come give a drop of blood to clean this shit up.
Yeah.
And everybody who got gave a drop of blood left a genetic trait that can be identified. Right here.
This is a fucking like the Willis Pete. All this alien traits, right? That's what you're telling me. That it's alien traits.
Male pattern baldness is. It comes from the Danakiel. Yeah, Hirsutism comes from the Dewanis and the Kidduites.
And just to be clear for the audience, when he say Danakiel, he talking about the big head people like that Yakub father came from. Yeah,
right.
The field coordinator. Go ahead, my bad.
Right. So they got the receding hairline. That comes from their traits in the genome. If they came to give a drop of blood and we can't see their traits in the genome surface as a phenotype, then they didn't get a blood, they cheated. So that's why you see varying prominent figures with different characteristics that you can identify and trace directly back to an extraterrestrial race.
Hell already.
So this where his nose trait come from. You know who else got that nose trait?
Who else?
Remember the one they called Chief White Wolf?
Yeah, you right. Yeah, dang, you right. Oh shit, man, you cracking my thumb. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get them niggas. I'm gonna get them niggas, bro.
Somebody say young girl to get them niggas.
Yeah, man, get them niggas, man. Hey.
Now everybody that came to give a drop of blood is not necessarily nefarious.
You just gave me some extra with that hairline thing, though. You gave me that hairline thing. You just dropped that piece on me because I was looking at the Willow's peak. I was looking at all the traits like the eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? And I
got a paper I wrote around here somewhere. It's packed out, but the name of it is Gods, Clouds, and Extraterrestrials, and in there it's a whole page of genetic traits in the extraterrestrials they come from.
In one of these their rules in one of these folders that I got.
You might be able to find it faster by Google.
Yeah, you right. They gonna do it. If I knew you was talking about them, I would have slid it to the pole. I know I got them on there though. I got them in the extraterrestrial file. There you go, right here. That's a good picture to show them because all right, here we go.
That's the better one right there.
Also Queen Victoria was a Deru.
Another signature trait of this species right here in the genome, like 500 pounds of shit. It's morbid obesity is what it's called.
Go ahead, go in on that a little bit. Go in on this extraterrestrial trait, the obesity trait.
Okay, so it's body types. If you pull up ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, it's going to pull up 3 body types. ECTO, MESO, MORPH. Put all 3 words in there. Because it's going to pull a chart up, going to show you the different traits. Ectomorph, ECTO.
ECTO.
MORPH.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, there you go. Click on the picture.
Right there?
3 body types right there. It's got 3 different body types.
Yeah,
blow it up. That's the one. See it say ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph.
Yeah, I got you. I got you right here.
Okay, so the ectomorph in the African tribe is a Watusi.
Yeah.
A mesomorph in the actual African tribe is the Zulu.
Okay.
And the endomorph is I forgot the name of this tribe. They from the Sudan, and they gorge themselves to gain weight.
Okay.
Right. So those are 3
big
tribal. Right. Now, in Europe, the ectomorph would be James Woods, the actor. The mesomorph would be Dolph Lundgren when he was young. And the endomorph would be Chris Farley, the comedian. So you had 3 different body types. The endomorph is the result because most of the humans was ectomorph and mesomorph. The endomorph trait is heaviest in Mongolians. And this is why they have poor muscle tone, but they be strong in the fucking bull.
Mm.
Right? So when you see the different body types. Now, this would be an in-shape endomorph. This would be one that works out.
Okay.
That look like that. The actual raw nature of the body type or the phenotype would be the loose obese genetics, where you flabby and you can't stop gaining weight, but you don't eat that much. Your body is in a perpetual state of prepare for the famine because it's coming. So you know your body will hold energy, and normally those ones have a hard time carrying that weight, keeps them fatigued. If they get in shape, the men will look like this. But these are phenotypes, basic genetic structures. Now the humans is any one of the mixture of two or all three of these at the same time.
That's fire. So I know Queen Elizabeth told that the Daru trait ain't this the endomorph. It's more of a blobber type. Like,
right. Remember I told you this endomorph is obesity in shape.
Yeah, it's like a big bone type dude. Like I know people like that. They got big bones. They big boned people. They built
right now.
Women and men built like this.
Right. So it's like Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
He suffered from gigantism, but he also was picking that weight up too.
Mm-hmm.
And toward the end of his life, that's how they look. And you got to remember too, the Daros is tall.
Okay.
And obese.
Yep, they are.
Right. So they get anywhere from 7 to 9 feet tall, weighing anywhere from 400 to 500 pounds and up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. So where do we find these types of characters at? You find them getting in shape now. You find them in sports mostly as football players, as power lifters. They more inclined to powerlifting because they can get in better shape lifting heavy weight for lower reps, but it's going to keep their body in that shape. Mm-hmm. If they reduce the weight and increase the reps, that's going to be taxing on their psychology because they genetically lazy. Mm-hmm. But they not lazy. I don't even know if it makes sense to the average person listening. They genetically lazy, but they not necessarily lazy. Mm. Right? So that means that their genes are lazy is why they form that way. Some of them will express the laziness of the genes by being actually lazy.
This is deep.
Okay, now you have different height levels in the genome too. Pull up Y2C v pygmy so you can see the difference in their height.
I got them like Y2C versus pygmy. You want me to pull? I got some pictures on it already. You want me to pull them up?
Hey, blow that up and let them see the receding hairline. You see the receding hairline?
Man, you just fucking gave me some, man. I'm telling you, bro. You just gave me a whole nother piece to this shit. And I ain't even think about it. Look at this receding hairline. So everybody got right. Oh man, it's really go there. I'm about to make connections on that shit.
But now you got tribes that's related to them that don't have a receding hairline. Hairline. Yeah. Like if you pull up the Hadendawas.
You talking about these people right here? I got them right here. I got them in this same folder. These people right here.
Yeah. They kin to them, but they carry the father line genes. See, the receding hairline is on the mitochondria. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the ones that come off the father line that's born to earth women don't have it. But the one that come off of the female Danakiel married to earth men have it. They get the trait from the mother.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. That's deep, bro.
But it only surfaced in the men.
Yeah, Tyra Banks got a big forehead too. She one of them Danakos. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what somebody said in the chat. And this the picture you were looking for though. You said you was looking for the Watusi versus the pygmy height. Mm-hmm. I got it right here. It's in this one. Pies of families. All right. It's right here. All right, so this is the Twa right here. See, I tell you.
You see that picture on the
This is the
bottom
white
left?
dude. Yeah, right here.
That's what the Irish looked like that.
Yeah.
I think that is the picture of Irish Twa.
Yeah, leprechauns. Yeah, that's what it is. They that's the leprechaun shit. That's what they saying that these people were the myth. They come from the myth of the leprechaun. Yeah. Connected with
Right.
Those
are the ones. Those are the ones who originally settled in Ireland and Scotland, and they were trained by Egyptian priests, and they wore gold snake armbands on their arms for the women, and a gold cobra crown. It was like a crown wrapped around the head with a cobra on the front for the men, and it was a class of priesthood. So when these is who St. Patrick was murdering when he said he was killing the snakes.
That's fucking man.
But I want to see the Watusi next to him because
okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, and a perfect example of that is this right here. Perfect example of it right here. I got it right here. All right, so
that's good enough right there because Muggsy Bogues he got the genetic phenotype of one of the Twa.
Yeah.
And Manute Bol has Watusi blood. He is, I think he is a Watusi.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's another group that's supposed to be protectorates over the Twa.
Yeah, people.
That's the Zulu.
Yeah, the Zulu will fall. Yeah, that's the same people, the Bantu people. Hold on, I got them right here. Where is it at? Okay. It's a mix. Dang. Oh, it ain't in this folder. Damn, it ain't in this folder. But I know who the people you talking about because they were protectors of those little dudes. And they would go, if you mess with those little dudes, those guys will come after you.
It's Shaka Zulu tribe.
Yeah, they consider the Twa man as like gods. It's like little gods.
Right. So go back to Google. I'm finna have you pull up something.
Okay, I got you.
Right now, the reason why they was protectorates of the Twa, because the Twa used to be, okay, pull up Vietnam tunnel rat soldier at the end.
In tunnel rat.
Yeah, tunnel rat soldier.
Okay, I hold on, soldier.
Go to the main page, see what come up.
Oh, not veteran, Vietnam. Here we go. You see it?
Yeah, that's them. See them dudes crawling through the tunnels?
Yeah.
See where it say tunnel rats on the bottom right? Go back. Scroll down.
Okay.
It's a book called Tunnel Rats. Gonna come up. It's on the left now. One more.
Right there?
That's good enough. It was one next to it though. That's even better. The other way. Right now, this is the job that the Twa had. You see how these guys are small and they crawl through the tunnels? This is the only job they had for short people in Vietnam.
Let me pull it up for you.
This is why I pay to study military shit, because ain't nobody, if you don't study military shit, you would never put these pieces that we putting together right now.
Man, this is hot, man. This is hot.
With the Twa and the tunnel rat.
It make a lot of sense, man. I'm telling you, brother, bro. It make a lot of sense what you're saying. It makes sense to me.
Okay, so you see how he's standing in that tunnel?
Yeah. starting to go crazy on me. Come on, baby. All right, there you go.
You see, now they
All
had to
right.
crawl in there. They look when they crawling in there, they don't have a clue if they gonna meet gunfire down there. So that's one of the bravest jobs to have in Vietnam, right there.
Damn, it's crazy.
All right, now a minute ago when you was looking for this picture, you pulled up the regiment, and it had a picture of two dudes with yellow shirts on. It was on the Google page.
All right, right here. Two dudes with yellow shirts on.
I think it's down, son. Unless you switch. There you go. See what it say? Tunnel rats.
Yeah. My granddaddy was in there. You know what? My granddaddy was in this thing. You know what he told me? He's telling me stories about this now that I think about it. And he said they armed them with these fire tart guns. They could shoot fire in the hole and shit.
Blowtorch.
Yeah, the
flamethrowers is what they call.
Yeah, flamethrowers. Yeah, they said they had the flamethrowers and them dudes. But he said, man, I'm gonna tell you, my granddaddy said them dudes, they used to be squeezed down in that little hole. And then he said they could pop out and the motherfuckers know how to flip and all kind of shit, man. It's hard to even shoot. He said it was hard to even shoot them cats.
If you look over under the book I had you pull up, the next picture right under it. Yeah. The book, now right under there is a chart that show you the tunnel designs that they was crawling through. This is the shit that they had to crawl through. This was no different than mining the mines of Mano Dapa.
And put up. Oh yeah, you give me some good fucking shit, my nigga. I'm gonna put all this together. Telling you. All right, can y'all see that?
This is showing you how they was crawling through the tunnels. Now remember, I don't got no receipts, Elder. You gotta keep remembering that when I'm showing everybody this shit.
This shit hot. Go ahead. He even sleeping underground in like a little area.
Yeah, they had bunkers and everything under there. You see the false hole with the spear sticking out of it?
Yeah.
Booby traps. It was booby traps all through there. Okay, now go to Mano Dapa Mines, South Africa.
All right. You got to
this is where they was working at.
I got the South Africa part, but what's the first part?
Mano Dapa, MONODAPA.
DAPA. I got you.
Did you put mines?
Oh yeah, let me put mines.
MINES.
Yeah, that's mines right there.
The first picture. This is what the mine shafts look like. Is that the right one? Read what it says. Is that in South Africa?
Yeah, gold mine, South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah. These are the oldest gold
deepest mine ever
in the world. So Inky had the Twa who used to crawl in there and get the gold out.
Man. See, did it save in there? Oh yeah, baby.
Okay, now for topography information to show you the tribal connection. You ready for that part, or you want to go deeper into this picture?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was trying to get that. Oh, there you go, right there. Yeah, we can go to the next part, but I just want to show get that picture up on the screen while you was talking. So like I know the Anunnaki was digging mines and canals and shit, but it's a lot of underground shit that some of the shit that they don't even tell us about. Like we know about a little bit of shit, but now it's more shit underground than above ground.
Okay, now go to Google. Right, yep, that's a mine shaft in South Africa, gold mine.
All right, what you got?
Okay, now we finna show you the geography of the tribe. So look up San territory. SAN territory, South Africa.
Oh, Sans people land?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
We want a topical map to show you where it's at in South Africa. Put map behind it.
Yeah, right here.
There you go. Pull that up. Save that, and we're gonna come back to it. Pull up Zululand, South Africa.
Let me make sure I got this done right here. Let me do this. It may have all of them right here on this one thing, just in case. I put Zululand.
Yeah, Zululand, South Africa. So all of South Africa is Zululand. But we just trying to show you the relative geography of the signs in the Zulu. Because the way that it was set up, nobody was supposed to get to the Twa or the Bushmen unless they went through the Zulu. All the way to the left, third picture down. Click that.
All the way to the left, third picture down. Right here.
Okay, it's one more you need. It's called Swaziland.
Make sure I got this one saved through the case. Damn, this probably ain't gonna pull with it. Yeah, let's say that one. All right, Swaziland.
SWAZI. Swaziland is another part of the Zulu territory that they don't want to acknowledge as being Zulu. Third picture from the at the top, third picture from the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay, now let's go back to say that, and then we're gonna look at these maps to look at where everybody was situated at prior to colonization, and then you can see clear what I'm talking about when I say that they were supposed to be the protectorates for the little people. A lot of us moved around.
Yep. This is
but we still here though.
Yeah, yep. Hey, we back on the land, man. Chiefs back on the land. It's pretty much game over though, Rod. It's pretty much game over, man. You already done lapped these niggas like about 10 times already, man. You just sitting chilling in some lemonade right now, just cruising on this thing, man. It's already to happen already.
Mm-hmm. All of Florida.
Hey, how?
All of Florida it's the finish line because that's where the war was at. It was Big Mama Gullah Geechee that called all of the clans to war.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right. So the war came in until the Big Mama, that's the reigning Big Mama on the land, say the war over with.
Okay.
Right. So certain stuff had to be put in place. And those things have been being put in place for about almost 4 years now. That's a wrap.
Yeah, somebody said, what about the Ohio? Dang, it just disappeared. Just like that. They must have deleted it. Oh, no, there you go.
Look, anytime you see a city in America with a biblical name, look at what year that city was chartered, because that's when it got its name.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not going to find one older than 1492. It's not possible.
Because they wasn't even over.
We didn't have no Bible to use the names from the Bible on the land. It wasn't until we got the Bible that cities on the land began to be named after the Bible.
Like Salem.
Yep.
I know Cairo could have been, you know, but I don't even know if that was called Cairo over there. What they calling it at now? You know what I'm saying? Cairo, Illinois.
Well,
Like a mirror city to the Cairo over there in Africa, right?
yeah, that's Hollywood, man. That's a stage show to put the holy drama in front of their face when they was coming across the Nile, going so in Africa and start mischief and bloodshed.
We'll sit it down because you didn't already, like I say, you could have walked off stage with that Indian training thing, man. That shit, that was fire, man. I'm telling you, bro. You just gave me a whole nother month worth of research to do, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna go take that one little piece and I'm gonna connect them niggas, man, see where they was at, where they were going to. Then I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, I got you. I got something for that. I'm gonna figure that out. Because I was trying to figure out how did these cats, if they Chinese, did they speak our language by being our children, just growing up amongst us, or because it's like it happened like overnight, like almost not just necessarily overnight, but it happened real fast of how they switched places with us after Andrew Jackson deal.
Yeah, so they try to make people think that we live in teepees.
Yeah,
that's the most absurd shit I ever heard.
Yeah.
What happened was the teepee was Mongolian in origin.
Okay.
Right, and they still use them over there, but that was for travel.
Yeah.
You know how you pack your tent to go camping?
Yeah.
We took our hotel with us.
Yeah.
Right, that's what the teepee was.
Yeah. A tent.
Right. Yep, it's your tent. It was your portable housing that you could take with you anywhere you went.
Yeah.
So we didn't have, like, we might stop in the middle of nowhere, pitch camp. But we went all across the land. We was never restricted on the land from touching one part or the other.
Yeah.
We just had to check in with the local tribes when we was coming in. That's where they got the smoke signal thing from.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So we send in smoke signals to let them know we in the area. Come smoke with the chief.
Right. Fine.
Now we don't use smoke signals. We use social media
and cell phones and laptops. But they still sending us smoke signal. We did a tape call flipping on the land because you be talking about how people be sending messages and codes like a Mars code. Maybe like they do something on the land, like when he shaved his head bald. Kanye West parted his head for the ice and the yeah.
So what happens is the butterfly effect.
Okay.
If you understand how it works, you send your message out using the butterfly effect. It's gonna ripple.
Okay.
Right. And once you learn how to read the code, it sticks out to you while you're doing something totally unrelated.
Okay.
You know, so the message, you can whisper to a tree. The good thing about whispering it to a tree is the tree can filter the message energetically better than you can with words. Because you know what happens when you line a group of people up and whisper the word in one ear and go to the other end and wait for the final outcome. It don't come out the same.
No, it's gonna water it down.
But when you whisper it to the trees, to the elements, to the earth, when it come out in symbolism.
That's fine.
Because the universe talks in symbolism.
That's fine.
So when it comes out in symbolism, you learn to read the symbols.
Yeah.
And then you can see more than what's being told with words. And that's how you will see the deception in the words, because nature tell a pure story where man tell a false story. It's just a law of nature.
Yeah, that's deep. Shout out, man. That's deep. When I tell you, like I say, hey, shout out Four Feather, Big Four Feathers, Big Chief Four Feathers, right? Big Chief Four Feathers. Hey, drop your call sign in the chat. I can't remember, was it Big Chief Four Feathers, Brother Love? Hey, hard to read them on here because they be moving fast. They
asking me, there's a lot of people asked about different tribes. There's too many of these tribes to go through like that.
Yeah, we're gonna probably just do a tape just on it because that's a long. Actually, I got tapes on it, but yeah, we're gonna have to probably do something just on it because it's like the Shinnecock, Washita. It's so many, man. Like right now, it's like I think it's like 800 and some tribes, but like a lot of them tribes is $5 Indian tribes. on the land.
But as long as we know who we is, it don't matter who on the land.
Yep.
We still run this bitch.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, bro.
Right now, we used to get a Iroquois constitution orally to the next chiefs.
Okay.
We just verbally tell it to them. But when the European came, we knew we was gonna go through a Kali Yuga, and that when we wake up, we had to have it written down because we wouldn't automatically remember it. So this was the one I got.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
In here, it tell you that the matriarchs run the system.
Big Mama house.
It's Big Mama house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it has always been. Big Mama always was the head.
Mm-hmm.
The religion came.
So, yep. Religion, but see, they even concealed it in the religion.
Yep. Yep. Big Mama,
you know,
right up at the top of it. They can't even sit up in that joint.
Yeah, that's the whole AME church.
How much longer are we going to give them to get off the land?
We ain't worried about them getting off the land. We worried about our people waking up to the fact that this shit is over with. Getting them off the land ain't even a hassle. Most of the motherfuckers gone anyway. It's our people that's right now apathetic. They're not doing nothing. They're not making no moves of renown. They're not restructuring their community. Right? So we got to let the $5 Indians take the lead on this shit so y'all can see how this shit work. Judy Campbell messaged me on Instagram. The SikApe on Instagram.
See what else we got. Hey, we'll take one more question. I gotta get Haru now at the background. Oh yes, it's Rod. Do you know anything about the? I think they're trying to say Soprano tribe in Virginia. That's my first time.
I heard about a lot of tribes, but we're not finna go into all of that. I mean, like, I can't give you the history of every tribe individually.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually do that though.
Mm-hmm.
I got a tape coming out. I got tapes coming out on that, like some of them this week. I'm breaking the individual tribes down. Man, let me see. What about the Ohio Native Americans? Well, it's probably the same type of question. What's going on to happen to all the rich black sellouts? That's a good one, right?
Well, first you got to verify their soul out.
Yeah.
And I don't got no mercy for them, so you better ask somebody that got some mercy for them. Don't ask me, because I'll be off with the head.
Hey, this is the last question right here. I got this question because somebody, it's this dude that came and he was attacking us on one of the shows. And he was attacking me too. And he said that, oh yeah, y'all niggas ain't no kings. Y'all, the real kings is hiding in the background. I said, man, real kings fight on the front line. And you hide while you. Then he said that when y'all get through fighting, we gonna come out of hiding and we gonna take over. I said that sound like that in-live shit. That sound like
that's exactly what it sounded like to me. Look, don't argue with me. Don't argue with Young Elder. Argue with the receipts we produce. That's what argument at.
Yeah.
I can get less than 2 fucks about any of these motherfuckers with that bullshit. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna tell my people how to get free from this beast.
Right.
So they can come on, do all the slander they want to. Don't argue with me. Argue with the receipt. Because once we done cashing these receipts, I'm going on hiatus.
Right. I'm telling you. I'm gonna disappear on them niggas. They gonna think bad. Bin Laden, I'm telling you. Hey, look, so they said that. So like I was saying, these dudes, they hiding under the table. You go to their page, they don't got nothing teaching us nothing. They scared. They hiding in the closet. And they said that, yeah, y'all want to go on fame. We up in y'all out front. We out front fighting for our people while y'all hide in the closet. And you think you would come out after we get through fighting these beasts and you go talk about you gonna be, man, you better sit down. You a punk king. To me, you a pussy king if you sitting on the back while the real kings fighting on the front line. And you talking about you gonna come and lay claim to something, nigga, you gonna get your ass kicked out with the other dirty niggas. You sound like you might, the niggas sound like they might be some dirty moves. It sound like they're in live shit. You hide in the background while everybody else fight, while everybody else dig and work. Your ass sit back and relax. That shit going out, that old Lion King ass shit where you got the lion, the male lion, he sit back and wiggle his balls while everybody go out and hunt, and he come in and get the food. That shit is out. That shit is out. That's that yin and yang. That's that Piscean age fucking mindset. Where you got these niggas that want to do nothing, then that they gonna get a cut. That ain't happening no more, bro. You ain't getting no cut of our shit if you ain't helping us fight.
Mama said, if anybody talk about you, you ain't doing nothing worth being talked about.
That's right. That's right.
If you're doing something that's worth talking about, it's gonna be some people that's gonna try to tear you down every time.
Well, shit.
So I ain't worried about none of that. That shit don't. My skin thicker than that.
Yeah.
I'll tell a motherfucker where to get off at, and if he don't like it, I can show him the exit the hard way.
Yeah, he can get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm coming, man. I'm telling you.
So all them people that's over there with their shenanigans, and some of them still flipping at me with Freemasonic codes and shit, trying to get my attention. The long house to the big house to the short house, from the blue house to the red house. Now, for my people that want to get free from under this shit, remember who the fuck you is. You was already here. You didn't come on no slave ship. Them motherfuckers came, they saw, and they thought they was gonna conquer, and they got their ass handed to them at the end by one little old sorry ass nigga from out of Pontiac, Michigan.
Straight like that. Yeah, Raw, you really, with your help, I'm able to, the shit that I'm about to put out, Raw, I'm gonna change the game forever, bro. This is the end. Like Ben Diesel said, it ain't the beginning you want to worry about, nigga. It's the end now. So you had it.
That's called the grand finale.
I think that's how you say it, man. Do we cut off family that still want to debate the Jesus and religion story?
And depending on if you feel like entertaining that shit or not.
Okay.
The problem is you ain't pulled the Strong's accordions out and showed them that Jesus is ISIS.
That's right. Go ahead, get them.
That shut down 98% of their argument. Now they got to accept the fact that the Christ that they looking for as a man, and why he always coming back cross-dressing is because it really wasn't a man, it was a woman.
The whole time. It says, YB, hey, I think he answers the question on that. Cracked heads and twist caps. We got WB. It says, what do you think about starting a new corporation this spring?
I don't think we should start any corporations until the new system come online. That's my opinion.
Yeah, corporation is really.
We see that the system is falling in real time. So it's going to be some upheaval. These banks is crashing. Why would you? It's a good time to make money during the recession. Yeah. But it's a bad time to participate in the banking industry while it's falling.
Yeah.
That's like putting your money in to support the fall and lose your money in the process.
That's right. That's right. Hey, man, and that's it right there, man. We at the hey, this right here was another one, Rod. Like DJ Khaled say, another one. And like I say, if you came in late, you may want to roll this joint back, man, because Rod dropped a couple. I'm about to roll it back. He dropped a couple pieces in here that I'm gonna be able to take to add to my game, man. I'm telling you. But hey, Rod, it's like you like say I'm a basketball player, right? You like a coach, and I'm getting private training to brushing my skills up. So I'm getting sharper and sharper every time I come on with you, man. Every time we go into the gym. And then I talk to you all the time, every day on the phone. I'll be getting my head cracked. So yeah, so it's this is good right here.
Hey, look,
yeah.
In these sessions we be showing receipts, but when I don't got to go pull receipts,
yeah,
motherfuckers be thinking I'm making shit up.
Yeah,
because of how it be coming. They like can't no one motherfucker know all that shit.
Those shit like you sent, Rod. You definitely sent. And we were supposed to meet, and I was supposed to get your information, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm telling you.
You got a head crack out of all of that shit I just said. I don't know half the shit Malachi know.
I know it. Hey, look, and we with you, but I think we connected through the wind, and then all you got to do is tap into the wind, and when you do that, Rod. You be talking. Sometimes I say, ain't no fucking way Rod know that, bro. It don't even sound like him talking. It sounds like some high power Big Mama is fucking making. This is it. This is it. That the Big Mama was talking right through you, saying, "This is what y'all need to know right now. This is it. This is your last shot. This is your chance to hear and know what's going on. This is it right here." I'm telling you, man. That's what I feel like. This, if you ain't got it after this, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I done told you who, what, when, where, why, and how. On both sides. From us, who sent me, why they sent me, where I came from, why I got involved, and how is all of these receipts we've been pulling.
It's game over,
right?
Man.
So I told you where they came from and what their job was, and I told you what our job was. We the great defenders.
Yep.
It's a galactic chess game, the game of the gods. Bobby Hemmett even talked about the game of the gods. Somebody sent me the clip not too long ago. I almost sent it to you, Elder.
Yep.
But the game of the gods is a plutocracy.
Okay.
Type that word in, plutocracy.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about it on the let me type. Hold up. Go right here. Yeah, we talked about it on that tape, on the hologramic tape.
Yeah, the board games.
Yeah, I got that already.
CRACY.
Oh yeah, there you go, right there. Like democracy, but with Pluto. Okay, I got you. Right here. Government, government by wealth. It's a system governed by wealth. A country's social government by wealth. An elite or ruling class of people worth power deprived from wealth.
Okay, now go to the images and pull up the board game.
Okay. Right here. It's the board game right here. Well, it's a soundtrack, but it look like the board game. How it look, the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. This is it. Actually, it right here. Here you go. Yeah, we did some magical tape.
What is he playing on the cover?
People, the masses.
What's the game you playing?
Oh, chess.
Yep.
Yep. Against the
now look at the pieces again.
And the pieces is government officials, bankers, lawyers, doctors.
Right. So you playing chess with people. It's a movie everybody need to watch. It's called The History of the World by Mel Brooks. Type Mel Brooks History of the World. This came out in the early 80s, and it tell you the whole story of the switch out of the king and the government and all that.
Right here, this is what it look like. History of the World part. Oh yeah, I'm gonna check that out. It's two movies. I'm gonna check out the Warrior movie that you talked about, and this movie. With the game banger movie that you said, I'm gonna go watch that movie. I ain't never seen it. So these some old joints. I like them old joints. I like them old classical joints.
Yeah, this was Gregory Hines' entrance into Hollywood as a major role player.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I'm gonna check this out.
That's just to keep you from dying early.
Yep. Hey, Sunrise Murdoch built the Stargate. Well, at least it was Murdoch and Gazeta. They was the ones that was working on it. And but Enlil and them got mad and bombed them. I'm gonna break that down on the next tape I'm about to put out on Anarchy 13.
Look, this is where the atomic bombs drop. Okay, the Mediterranean was the planet splitter. That was the Gandiva. That was the flat desert scape before the Gandiva. Because of that, once it backfilled from the Atlantic, from the Mediterranean, it started to flood into the underworld. It started flooding. So they blew Mount Vesuvius to plug in and patch up the hole.
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, now the other atomic bombs, the later war, atomic war, two of them hit Africa. One hit in the west coast of Africa, and another one hit in the middle of the Sahara Desert. and you have what's called meteor glass as the side effect. With the same shit they found in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they found it, but it's thousands of years old in Africa.
Okay.
Right? And they make green glass jewelry out of it.
That's
Then
tight.
you had one here in northern India, right? And you had one here in China.
Okay. Okay.
Who look like us but not us is they the everyday people, like the people you go to school with,
Yep.
you at work with. So it's like, and are they aware who they are? Is they? I feel like now they just watching me.
Some of them know, but all of them don't.
So
just like us, some of us know who we are, but it's more of us that don't.
Another question I wanted to ask you too, like, are you able to do we make babies with them too? Like, are we able to have kids with them?
Sometimes, but sometimes they're not compatible with us genetically, and we be with them a long time, won't make no babies.
Okay then. You know, I was just questioning a few things. Man, I'll be checking you out though, man. I'm out here I'll be listening to you. You be making a lot of
For sure.
And then there's so much chaos and confusion out here, like on the streets of Chicago. So it's like, I be feeling like now, like that's probably where it be coming from. You know, people who just don't, want to see us doing good.
Yeah, we always got they in our communities, and most of them play the Godfather in the community like he a big shot.
I can believe that. I definitely can believe that.
Them the same niggas that got rid of Larry and Angel Bay.
I can see that. Like how what's the other guy named? The police came in and killed him in his crib.
Go back and look at the paperwork. The nigga told him where he was at. It gave him a schematic of the house. They look like us, but they ain't us.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Cause I be like, you be having me question. I be wondering, is these same people the people I call my friends?
Yep.
But yeah,
all right, I'm about to go to the next caller.
I got you. Blessings.
All right. They all over the land, you know. Bunch of them look like us. These guys.
Oh my gosh. Holy. What's up, man? I got my headphones on. I hope you guys can hear me.
Sound good right now.
Okay. I got the fan going, smoking. Yo, Rod, my birthday is November 10th, 1983. Some of the stuff you said resonate with me, and I'm sitting here and I'm putting things together. And it blows my freaking mind because I was a different kid growing up. I was a kid that got made fun of. I got the most boss ass in my family. But I love my mom, I love my dad, and I kind of moving different right now. So I don't talk to nobody. I'm by myself, but I got my wife and my kids. And that's my joy. That's what I crafted. And within the last couple months, shit just been hitting me. From one day just watching KRS-One and he's talking about conscious. And then the next day, I'm seeing Brother 19 Keys and Billy Carson. And then just things are talking to me, but I use life. So if it comes in a video, I take it from a video. If it comes something, but I just moved different. And I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? But when you started to break down them motherfucking dirty Moors, the studying I did in school, like I was always getting in trouble as a kid. I went to a Catholic school. I'm in Canada. They're teaching me about some native stuff, and it didn't resonate with me. And I used to sit in the corner of the wall because I was that kid was like, no, man, that ain't right. The history ain't right. But when you start putting it together, it was like, I was like, you know, man, this guy's thorough. Because there's not many people like you, Rod, who break it down in this generation to help people see it. Like the way you breaking people out and the way that you doing it, I don't know, I feel different with Scorpio, but there's certain things you say that is like, it puts me in a different frequency every time I watch your shit, because I'm like, oh, there's another key. There's another key. But it's like this feeling that I had that I can't explain, but I know it's like when I hear you with Chief Warhorse, even just today I was listening to some of her stuff. It was things that I needed to hear when I was 5 and 6, because I knew and I touched and I felt different. Yo, I had trouble in school. Like when you said you couldn't like read, yo, bro, I struggled through reading. I got my diplomas up here. I went to university. I don't know how I fucking got through that shit, because my reading and my writing was struggling, but I motherfucking fit that shit. Nobody was telling me I couldn't do it. How I got through it this far, yo, I came from nothing. I was poor as fuck. I'm like the only one who is like doing shit in my family. A lot of my family, like my cousins and shit, were spoiled growing up. I love them to death. I have so much love for them, but I got hurt too many times. And I just want to say it's like this hurt shit and not having family, like I had to even put blockages on my parents because I never really drew the line with them. I always just take, and I was like, yo, that's my parents. But now it's to the point where I was like, when you step in my family and you're trying to break up my family, that's all I got. And like, yo, my woman, I don't let nobody disrespect her, because at the end of the day, it's like my 2 girls' moms, that's what they're going to look like. They're going to look up to it. And my dad fucked up. I ain't going to fuck up as a man. So whatever I got to do to be a man, I had to change my shit around. So in the last 8 months, I was digging in deep of who I am. And it's a lonely place. It's a lonely place, but you have to stand.
That's where the Scorpio go to shed his exoskeleton and develop a different one. Remember, when you shed one life, you move into another life in this same lifetime. Your level of information determines how many times you shed when you go into your seclusion. But when you come out, you prepared to be both understanding, loving, respectful, and kind to your parents, but also knowing that that's my wife. Don't disrespect her, please. This is what we, how we deal with each other like this. Da 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 da. You had that conversation from a place of love instead of a place of hostility. And
it's hard because,
but you first have to develop yourself to where you Scorpio nature makes them have to see, because they'll sting the shit out somebody they don't mean to sting, but the venom's still there.
Always. And that's why cool, because I know when I say something, and my wife is like, you just tell it like it is. But like I just watch people. So for the loved ones, I'll take the shit. I always have. And like to this day, like, yo, when it was down to nitty gritty, I was always there for my mom. If I had to pay my mom's mortgage, I lived with my mom. I paid that shit. I hustled. I would do whatever it takes. To this day, they know I love. But when they disrespect my love, that's when it hurts. And I just got to a point I was like, they got to see me for who I am, because ain't nobody, I feel like in my family, I love them. Ain't nobody love them like how I love them, because I was willing, I feel like in the battle of life, I would do this over. Like if I had to save everybody in the world, that's who I was. And that's who I am, because there's a code you stand for, right? And when you say this shit, like people don't get thrown away like trash, man, I know how it feels. I've been homeless. I had nothing. I've been there. I've been in the dirt. I worked in homeless shelters. I love that kind of people. I drove streetcars down in Toronto. I've been spit on. I've been there. I took in shit because I love people. But I just got into a point where I was like, my mental health, I had to get that shit back.
That's the hard part. The hard part for the Scorpio is to remember that if you don't take care of yourself, you will let the world deplete you so bad you won't be no good to you or nobody else.
No, because I feel too much.
So you have to, you have to use what we call constructive selfishness. I want everybody in my family to be a millionaire. They don't see what I see, so I go out and get enough money so I can make us all millionaires. I can't wait on them to see what I see. I have to make the moves. I have to, put stuff where it need to be in order for the rest of the clans to see what I see. And then we move. We didn't seize our assets. everybody that was oppressing us, assets has been seized.
Yeah.
Right. But a lot of people are not familiar with the Indigenous Rights Act, so I have to rerun the Indigenous Rights Act script so that they can see it was all given back to us. We just have to use a certain process to get it.
I feel like I'm the only one in my family that knows that. Yo, I got Jamaican family. My dad's Jamaican, my mom's Guyanese. And they don't know that. And I've been telling them, and they know a bit, but it's a colonization is like fucking up the family. Like when you say there's certain energies, the enel energy, I seen that shit growing up as a kid in my house, right? I know what some of my uncles did to my aunties, and I know that shit. Nobody talks about it, but it burns them. But I'm like, I know everybody's life, not because I listened to gossip, it's because I had to hear it. And I kept it dear, and I know what everybody's gone through in my family. And I think I was always the black sheep, but I take it with pride. And now I take it where it's like, you have a mission, and whatever you got to do to do that mission, I want to, you know, like, I want to do something great. And now I'm feeling the urge, like, even with what you say, Rod, if you need a brother, I'm in Canada, you got a brother here. Like, if you ever, like, you one of the real ones out here. I feel your energy. I haven't tapped into I don't know, but when I watch you, you a brother. And there's certain people that we like respect you. You protected wherever there's family barbecue. We always gonna look for you, and we always want to have your back because you have our back like 100%. When you speak to us, you like, yo, bro, you put me in tears some days because it's so real, but it's life changing for us. And like when you say you going away, you could just come on here and smile, and you change the shit. And like I want to say how grateful I am for you, for everybody out here that's just trying to do, young, elder, like everybody's fighting. But you, like, what you did, and like, ain't nobody has a story like you. So we feed off your energy. You know what I mean? You one uplifting, loving motherfucker, and we love you, like, straight up. I can't even say that. Like, I'll say you all day right now. We love you. You are a big brother. You're our uncle. You're like a dad. Like, you a real one. And they don't come across. But I'm going to tell you, I knew you were certified when you said your birthday was November 10th. I was like, I'm not going to be conceited. Scorpios, we different. I feel every sign. We are we just different. I'm not bragging. You asked, I forgot the other Rod's name. He even said, when you born on the 10, it's something different. Especially when you Scorpio and you born on the 10, the stars are aligned in a different way. And I'm not saying it's this, but you understand. I understand that's a gift. So it's present.
Yeah. Well, 1110 is initiated 10 toes down by orders of Big Mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I gotta be who I am in order for us to get free.
Yep.
You know, so
yeah.
I'm not with the slave gang.
No, I've never been. Like, my people, like, what people suffer through, I don't care where you come from, but there's a right and wrong. And when you have the ability to do things, you want to help people, right? I'm always down for my people. So, you know, it don't matter who it is, but there's a right, there's a wrong. And just knowing, to me, it was like, we always got the story that we came from Africa. That's the story we get, right? Even in their schools. But when you dig deeper, you're like, no. And they don't, I love Africa. Don't get me wrong. I love this world. But I live in Canada, and there's something that talks to me. From when I was a kid, and I went on a little trip, and we went to I think it was called the Six Nation Reserves, and we went to see Alexander Graham Bell's house. And they were doing a demonstration, and they picked me. I just wanted to be picked. But I remember they picked me, and I was a bunch around. I was the only black person there. And I felt good. I was like, finally, they're going to pick me. And she was talking about marriage and getting married. I'll never forget that day, but something never left me. Something said, there's something here. You on this something. Even when I went to Alexander Graham Bell's house, I was like, I know that motherfucker didn't make that phone. I was feeling that as a kid, but I couldn't say it because I was always that kid. Like, I just speak my mind. Nobody liked me. I don't care.
So
but
he used to have what's called a lab assistant.
Uh-huh.
And he was a little melanated guy. I can't remember his name, but
Louis
that's who.
Lattimore? Is it
No,
Louis
it
Lattimore?
wasn't him.
Okay,
He might have
okay.
been his. He might have been one of his apprentice or one of his lab hands too.
Uh-huh.
But back then they was giving the credit to the paleface for what our people was doing. Like everybody believed that Albert Einstein's theories of nuclear fission was a cause of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
They couldn't convert it from a mathematical formula into a bomb until they called in a guy named Lloyd Quartermain and his melanated team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We don't know nothing about him.
No.
Who the hell is Lloyd Quartermain? Lloyd Quartermain is the one who's seen a mathematical formula and had the guide mind to know how to translate it into a working mechanical structure.
Yeah.
AKA the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments said it was Louis Lattimore was the one with him. But I know he did a lot of work on light bulbs back in that same time frame.
The cotton filament. Yeah. Like, there's one thing that and it's not to shit on nobody. It's just, I realize, like, we just different here. There's a certain vibe. There's a certain way we talk. There's a certain way we move. It's like, the first thing I saw when I saw you, you look like my sister's ex. His name is David Haley. And his father's from Memphis, but he looks like his father. And he, like, when I looked at him, I was like, Dave, you got to check this guy, Rod Hayes, out, man. He might be your family or something. But it's the mannerisms. It was the way, even when you, like, you always do this with your lip. And I'm like, David, he does certain things. The way he smokes. That might be your cousin or something. But yo,
I haven't seen. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, of course.
Do you need some? Sure.
Just come back right over there.
Yeah. You good? Excuse me, y'all. I had another brother needed something.
Hey man, I got more than one question, so oh man, this needs a lot, Rod. Like,
yeah, it's good for the people to see too, because
it needs a lot, man.
Yeah, because the impact is important, right?
Like,
and it make it known that I'm not just blowing hot air. I'm really talking about something.
Yo, I went to school. I researched my stuff outside of what you researched. I research my shit even when you talking. I'm still doing my research, but I'm like, he know what he's talking about. But I'm not gonna lie. Most of the people, my friends, not everybody's into this stuff because it's a lot. So I put it on my wife sometimes, and a one point might take me an hour and a half to explain because it's so depth. So it is probably taking months to explain who them dirty Moors are, or what happened, or who Jewish people are, or what this word means, or what Hebrew, and unlearning some of the things that we learned in our own.
Well, just for the record,
yep.
Arabic and Islam don't got nothing to do with us.
Nope.
Greek and Christianity don't got nothing to do with us.
Nope, that was never made for us.
And Hebrew and Judaism don't got nothing to do with us. We was here before they brought all that garbage over here and dumped it on our land.
I threw this away. It's called a Holy Bible. My grandfather was a bishop in his church. He wrote my name in this, I think, damn near like 92, May the 3rd. That's when he wrote it in there. And it's crazy. Like, I never read the Bible. I wasn't into it. I didn't feel it. I didn't disrespect anybody. I just wasn't my thing. But I threw it away, and I just put it in the garage, and I was like, yo, man, I'm done with it. But I was like, no, man, there's some codes in here, or there's something I can use. And I use whatever now. And I'm really trying to tap in. So I sit with myself. I have my own rituals to tap in. To find,
that's the first contract they brought over here was the Bible. See, but we didn't know how to read the contract.
Yeah.
And we believed the Bible was used as a religious book, but it was used to keep the contract in everybody's mind while the conjure was working.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible teaches us how to use a binding spell on ourselves to keep us restricted from ever reaching any forms of greatness.
It totally does. Like I see it because there's a block on you. Because when you believe something without not even having fact, but when you believe something is like it almost has a fear, a constant collapse fear, and a certain mind, and especially when you don't really read it yourself, or somebody's dictating it to you, and you're not divulging and learning. It puts a sense of constrictive fear on the mind and how far you can think in your own possibilities. And even the fact of praying to something and never seeing a result. It is crippling to somebody because
that's because they don't teach us the science. Prayer is a half of an equation.
You know, yeah.
Right? It's a two-way channel, but if you're only using it one way, you can't use it effectively.
Like, and even my family, they talked about voodoo and stuff, and I was like, wait, so even when I look now, I was like, man, that shit got us out of some trouble, whatever we needed. And I was like, but this is life. This is a tool that we use as humans. It's not wrong. It's not right. We are amazing creatures that can touch into a spirit, get into different realms, different dimensions. Why wouldn't I want to access that to better myself and hire myself and get back to what I need to be? That should be the greatest goal for myself. And they don't teach that in the church. That hurts me. And that hurt me because, my family that came from that. Like hardcore. My dad, like.
You got to keep in mind, I was in church with my mama more than anybody else. Mm. Right? She kept us in the church when we was little.
Yeah.
Right? And she used to always I used to always be like, why they lying up there all the time? I knew they was lying to us when I was a baby.
Yeah. Well,
my mama pinched the shit out of me in church for calling a preacher loud while he was telling us the Jesus story. This is a true story. I'm not making it up. So she ringed my arm, but when I got home, she said, baby, you can't say that in the open.
Yeah.
She said, we was at church, but we don't know who was at the church with us.
Yeah.
And there's some people that'll hear you say that, they will come looking for us.
Yeah.
So I stopped saying stuff, blurting stuff out in church.
Yeah.
Because it made perfect sense with what she was saying, but it wasn't 2 years later that when I realized school was a farce.
Yeah.
I was in the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was when we was moving from Grand Rapids, Michigan back to Pontiac again. I was done.
Yeah.
I failed the 6th grade, not because I was dumb, but I was done participating in them shenanigans.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen it for what it was as a child.
Yeah.
But nobody don't listen to the children.
No, they don't.
The children can tell you that school is a farce.
Yep.
They tell us all the time, but we be like, just shut up, take your ass to school, go learn something. They ain't teaching us nothing.
I had a teacher, I called him out, he was racist. We lived in Scarborough, so I grew up multicultural, but there was a lot of Chinese and Filipino. Then I moved and we went to Pickering. Like, we moved a lot, right? I love my dad, I love my mom, but my dad was never a real man to my mom and my family, right? For whatever reason, but that turned me into who I needed to be. So I understand that, and I do my thing, right? But my dad taught me certain things. But when I went to Catholic school, it would just like, I went to school. I was one of the only black kids in the school. The teacher literally had me sitting turned into a corner because I was disruptive. Oh, I had ADHD, I had this, but I challenged him. And the religion stuff, I challenged him. From what I knew and what I felt, I used to just say what I felt. And
the worst thing. The worst thing for social development. That was one of the best things my mama ever told me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let nobody tell you who you are.
Yeah.
That changed my whole paradigm because that made me to the point where they talking at me, but they not talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that jargon that they spewing. That don't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I didn't come on no slave ship. My ancestors wasn't no bond servants.
Like,
we've been here. We've been on this land, and we're going to be on this land.
And I was like, my spirit is too much of a fighter. I'm 5'8", and I was a small dude, but I knock people's out.
That's a
And I did
traditional
all this
Scorpio trait.
dancing, and I'm a cool dude. I'm always like, yo, man, go home. I'm chilling. I'm never aggressive at all. But when it comes to protecting myself, I'll protect myself and my people. And I'm going straight for your chin. I ain't talking. If I feel the vibe, yo, I gotta go. I move quick and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But I never want to have to do that. But it's like, I know my spirit is protected. It's fight. There's something
What's your
deeper.
name again, Money?
Pardon me?
What's your name again?
My full name is Dean Paul Gideon Earl Henry.
They just call you Dean?
Dean. Yeah. Everybody calls
Yeah.
me Dean.
Yeah, Dean, that's who run the university. So it was good talking to you, Dean. I'm gonna take another caller in. I'm probably
One
gonna
love,
take a
bro.
couple more before I cut out it. I enjoyed the conversation.
Oh, man. I'll leave my number in the chat after, man, or in your inbox anytime, Roger.
All right.
All right. One love, everybody. One love,
Peace,
Roger.
God.
Peace, God.
Family member that you in the same city with, and you ain't even never had an opportunity to spend no time with. Now you talking about what's that term? Singularity, convergence. That's real time convergence into the singularity right there. That's real time convergence. That's some heavy shit. Hey, LOL Adams. So the sisterhood is important. The art, it's gonna look so different than regular school, but it's gonna look so much like a tribal village in a modern era setting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to see y'all meet in person. This is making me all motherfucking mushy and shit. I don't even get mushy. Yeah, yeah. Y'all keep me posted on y'all interaction, Mizell, King Eddie. I'd like to see how that turned out. Y'all got to run across some family members on a video. Yeah, just pull that's gangster. This is what it's all about. You gotta remember, in the history of America, we wasn't allowed to form coherent, competent, structured families. All of our families had to be fragmented, broken, or dysfunctional in order to be left alone. Now, in the same book where it talk about the crucifixion is about us, the ones they call the black folks, the niggas. And you go in there, you realize that after the crucifixion, after they crucified us, they said they divided up the royal garments. Now, we all know they call the family, the fabric of the family. What is a fabric? It's cloth, right? Now, watch what they do to it. They took the fabric, divided it up, and sold it from the auction block. What they do to the ones they said were slaves in colonial America. The POWs were sold. They told you they were sold from plantation to plantation, which is not true. They were sold from warden of POW camp to warden of POW camp. There was 13 prison colonies established in America. Australia was established as a penal colony, a prisoners' colony. In America, the prisoners were dying off, and the natives felt death in the air from the mass death on these colonies, so they had to do something according to divine law. They couldn't allow all them people to just die of starvation and exposure without doing anything to remedy
the misery being expressed on their territory, right? So they had what they called treaty meetings. But when they show you in your history books, they show you Native Americans bringing furs and food and stuff to the colonists. And they tell you about Thanksgiving. And we always thought Thanksgiving was about the raping and the pillaging of the native. Let me tell y'all the real thing about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was this. Under the Continental Congress consisted of what they call the several states. The several states at the time were the 12 colonies. And the 12 colonies came together to form one. That's number 13. So now you see how your 12 tribes of Israel, and Israel itself being the 13th tribe. So this is how you get your 13 colonies. It was 12 colonies at first. They tell us it was 13, but it was really 12 because one of the colonies encompassed all of the colonies. But really what it was, if you want to know how it really was set up, remember, no such thing as a prison before the founding of the United States of America. Prison did not exist. What do you do with your criminal element? Exile. Well, when Pietro del Negro, Peter the Black, navigated Christopher Columbus into the islands, they found a way to get rid of the undesirable elements. See, the undesirable elements took on several factors. One, they was a descendant of Orisha of the children of the moon. That means they had red hair and freckles. And they had a glowing yellow opaque skin that almost looked white. Today you would call them a Scotsman, or you would call them an Irishman. They had to get rid of them because Irish is Orisha. And the Scots come from Scotta. If you trace Scotta back, you find her in Egypt as a princess. If you trace Orisha back, you're back in sub-Saharan Africa. So now you know why Ireland and Scotland is called Europe's redhead stepchild. And you'll know why they sent St. Patrick's in there to kill off all the priests that they called snakes. How can I prove that? Well, it's simple. There is no fossil record of a snake on the island of Ireland or Scotland. Period. No fossil remain of a reptile, snake. Didn't exist. What the fuck was they? What was St. Patrick doing then? Record of snakes in Ireland. That's not a serpent on the ground, and it was called the Brotherhood of the Wise Ones, or the Brotherhoods of the Wise Serpent. And it was a priest class where the women wore a snake band around their biceps here, and the men wore a cobra around his head here, which is actually what Tupac's headband means. I'm gonna do a post to show you what my do-rag and Tupac headband is Egyptian in origin and native in origin. This is precedes European settlement. So people always wondering, why you always wearing that do-rag? And I be telling them it's holy guard. It's like a kufi to a Muslim. It's like a turban to a Hindu. It's holy guard for African or native. The same as the way Tupac wore his bandana, right? There's supposed to be a serpent band with a cobra. And I'm going to show it to y'all in the post sometime today. I'm going to pull it up. I've been intending to do it for a while. But it represents that he was the prince, not the king. He was a prince. His rank was a prince or a provincial chieftain or king. He had a king of a province, but in the overall land, he was a prince of a high rank. And you know him in the history books as King Tut, right? So earlier, My sister asked me what I meant by that being Tupac in the Revelations. And this is going into that. So Tupac was a master of a very high degree. And Tupac went on a 22-month grievance vexation campaign. What do I mean by that? If you listen to his music, he's telling a lot of what we experience in the hood. And some people say it's low vibrational and all that. And no. The way that it works, if there is no grievance vexed at the close of the age, everything stays the same. But the grievance has to be vexed by masters. The masters have to live the condition of the people in order to communicate to the final master what the problem is, where the problem is, who's the one suffering from the problem, and what do we do to correct it. And so you see the prison interview, Tupac was like, I have to say this. Y'all need to know I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but if I'm not successful, this next dude, he ain't gonna have no mercy. This next dude, he ain't gonna be playing. Go back to the prison interview and watch what I'm talking about. Now, Ed Gordon, he said, look, let's not be selfish. This Tupac talking. Let's not be selfish. I'm not saying I'm the one gonna change the world. I might not change the world, but I guarantee you, I spark the brain that will change the world. In order for him to be that confident, he have to know something. You can't be that confident in sparking a brain, especially with this many idiots, buffoons, and clowns running around masquerading as conscious Negroes, and they idiots. So why was he so confident? Well, you have to go back to your African conjure. I'm not going to tell the story now, I'm going to tell it another time. But in the African conjure, before the final one comes, his little brother had to always come what they call open the way. They call him the opener of the way. So when you seen Tupac, he was the opener of the way. And there, when you go to Revelations, it talks about one of the priests of the Lord being sent into a place where he encountered what they call the prophet of Balaam. Now, in there it say that the angel of the Lord blocked the way from the ass and the prophet. Y'all remember that in the Bible, right? Now, when you go back to the story, it said that the prophet came riding in on an ass, a donkey, a mule. So the prophet, Farrakhan, hit center stage of prominence under the Democratic Party, the mule, the ass, on the campaign for Jesse Jackson. But he said there, the prophet of Balaam encountered an angel of the Lord who stood before the ass and the prophet. The prophet didn't see him at first. The ass saw him first. Jesse Jackson. Now, Tupac performed at Jesse Jackson's presidential announcement when he was running for president in 1983, and he performed Raising in the Sun, right where he met Farrakhan at. And Farrakhan didn't recognize who Tupac was at first. Because remember, the ass, Jesse Jackson, knew who the fuck he was. But Farrakhan didn't know who he was at first. Right? Watch what happened. The angel of the Lord, Tupac, began to scold the ass and begin to tell the prophet certain things. Right? So now, this is Tupac. Now, there's one part of the prophecy I'm going to mention, then I'm going to wrap it up after this, because this is almost the second hour, and I'm only supposed to get like 15 minutes on this one. But my sisters got me kind of pumped up, and I couldn't stop. Oh, there go my Israel Tabera. I see you, girl. I've been waiting on you. Most of y'all don't know. Might tell you something else. Every time you put on the bandana, you feel invincible. Malcolm X self-sacrificed to save Elijah Muhammad in order to make this whole process work, because Wallace didn't want to do his part. Wardine Muhammad, son of the messenger, is the reason why Malcolm did, not Farrakhan, not Elijah, not John Muhammad, not Clarence 13X. Whoa, I love seeing these brothers finding their family on here. That's some heartfelt stuff right there. Whoa. Wow. I believe you my Uncle Eddie's son. Get the hell out of here. Okay, so I'm not gonna give y'all too much more on Tupac. Last thing I'm gonna tell y'all about Tupac before I cut out of here is this. It was made to appear as if he had been slain, but he had not. It only appears as such. That's how it was written when I read it. So Tupac went on a 22-month grievance vexation, but it takes 22 years of manifestation for that master to reach the next master, because each master has to be raised to a certain level before the next or the last master can pass the baton. Yeah, India, they always doing that to me. But I want you and I want Israel Tabera to listen to this video, because I talked about how the sisters got to start meeting and knowing what their roles and responsibilities going to be. And anybody that won't free gonna have to be in it, because it's only one way to get us free, and that's flip this fucking grid. All of this stuff that I tell y'all, if y'all need a reference, just let me know. Yeah, Mazel. So you will look on my post and you'll see the mirror effect. You'll see Tupac doing this, and you'll see a gorilla doing this. In between them, you'll see that I'm telling you about a mirror. It's a reason. Ain't not a single post on my page haphazard. You can go back to the very first post I made ever on Facebook, and you will not find me just talking about I was eating the ice cream cone at the mall and it's Saturday. You're not going to find none of them. Only thing you'll find is a whole bunch of blank spots where I didn't say nothing. Boom, I hit you with a seed. Then as you start getting closer to now, you're going to see the intensity of the post pick up. Not only is the intensity, but the depth of content is also going to pick up. And not only that, it's going to start identifying nouns, people, places, and things at the end times. What they did, when they did it, how they did it. All this got to come out. It's all got to be revealed, and all of the imposters got to be exposed. So y'all can sit here. Fuck no, he ain't in Cuba. He in South Central. He in LA. He at home. Y'all ain't see him at. Look, I'm gonna give you a bone. Tupac was at Coachella when they did the video of the hologram. He was physically human, flesh and blood present and watched it from backstage. One. Second bone. All Eyes on Me premiere. He was with Shock G the whole fucking night. Go look it up and find him. Right before your very eyes, you won't even realize you can't see me. He there. Tupac been dropping motherfucking Facebook videos talking like I am now, and y'all didn't even know it was him. Y'all thought it was a white boy. Win without H.P. Blavatsky. We couldn't win without Aleister Crowley or Franz Bardone or Manly P. Hall or Charles Tazez Russell and Joseph B. Rutherford, Mary Baker Eddy. We couldn't win without them because they gave exhaustive analysis to the doctrine of the church and the secret societies in order for us to have a comprehensive record of what these motherfuckers was doing to us behind the scenes. Right? So Madame Blavatsky bring the keys to the Seven Sisters to the Blue Lodge that she went into the enemy's lodge and got out because she was told by some of Enki's children called high cellists that they needed her to get in and get this information and put it in the public domain. But the only thing is, Madame Blavatsky wasn't pale-skinned Russian. She was chocolate.
That's right. She's a mulatto, and she loved to have interactions with dark-skinned Nubian men. And she loved to get that big mandingo dropped on her, man. I'm telling you.
Hey man, quit talking about my girl Madame Blavatsky.
Hey, right? Look, she fell in love. She fell in love with. See how they got the information? It was a being that incarnated that was named Azabuk El. He reincarnated as El Moroi. El Moroi hooked up with Madame Blavatsky. Madame Blavatsky got the hots for him. He started knocking her down, and then he started teaching her some of the ancient mystic art of science. And then Saint Bernard or Saint Germain them was in with it. With the it's just a picture of them online of all four of them on the picture. With El Moroi standing in the background. He was one of the ascended masters that came with the from the mystic order of Melchizedek, and he's one of the considered as they talking about the three wise men, right? But he supposedly taught Velasquez that the thrill society or whatever they call themselves, that doctrine is really ancient Kemetic science and really Tahuti doctrine. It's really Hermetic principles and Tahuti doctrine. Yeah.
Right. So a lot of the reference she gave, like the Book of Zion and different stuff, Western scholars didn't accept them because they was ancient scrolls from India.
Yeah.
This is where Enki stored all of the earth records at.
Okay, I'm with you.
Enki's priests became known as Shaolin priests over time in China, and they became known as Buddhist monks over in India.
Okay.
Right. And a lot of his spiritual teachings come passed off as the incarnation of Siddhartha. Right. And but there's really another incarnation of Enki. And Enki was, if you really examine what's taking place, he's trying to study that when the Anunnaki leave, right? This is what the Buddha really doing when they talk about he's seeking enlightenment.
Okay.
You take on the human form to find out the extremes of the human body. The Anunnaki put on the suit of Siddhartha, and he lived the life of a prince in luxury. He decided that the luxury has to be tempered by something, or it spoils the benevolent nature of the being by creating a certain errant character.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes out into the community to live in poverty among the paupers of the land. Mm-hmm. This is the extreme polar opposite. Mm-hmm. Now, if he can assimilate into the pauper lifestyle after coming from such luxury, this is total application of willpower and discipline. Mm-hmm. Right? So the first lesson of the Buddha is it takes great discipline to become an enlightened individual, a Buddha. Great discipline is the first one. The second one is you have to utilize your own willpower to overcome the conditions that the external life put in front of you in order to get the life that you want the external life to present you with. Mm-hmm. Right? So then he goes through these extremes, he's meditating, and he understands something about the mind. Mm-hmm. The mind is sakomao, it's erratic. If you don't learn to control the mind, then you won't be able to control your lower base nature as an animal, and you can't live as a divinity amongst animals as opposed to an animal amongst divinities. So control of the mind, that means be mindful of what you think, because what you think becomes your reality. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So then the Buddha begins to practice different forms of yoga to learn the extremes of the body. And what do we discover? What? We discover the body is very malleable and adaptable. The earlier you train it, the easier it adapts. And the older the body gets, the more difficult it is to adapt to new ways of being. But the body can still adapt. It will just take a longer period of adaptation. Mm-hmm. So now he's telling us the extremes that the body can go based on the conditions that come with developing over time. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So at any point in your life that you apply your will, which was the second thing, it's going to still require you to use the discipline, which is the first thing, in order to train your body to be the body of the life you want to live, which training the body is the physical exertion required to radiate the necessary energy to attract to you those things that the person in the body that you're building is supposed to have. Mm-hmm. Because this is the great work again, the building of the temple of man. Mm-hmm. The temple of Solomon is the temple of man. Mm-hmm. The soul goes in the man, and the man has to train the body to facilitate the soul by purifying the ego. Mm-hmm. Shadow work. The shadow work comes with the effort required to utilize your willpower, your ability to use willpower over the desires of the body and the needs of the body in order to transcend them things in which you can become one with the universe, in which all those things become good when you use them. So you really utilizing this blueprint. So this was a method of research or research records of Enki as an incarnation of the Buddha in order for him to learn the best ways to teach the difficult to teach, right? And how to optimize this machine called the human avatar. So by studying what the Buddha is teaching, you're really reading his research notes on how to be the best version of yourself possible. Well, over time in priesthoods and different incarnations of Buddha, you get a huge catalog of different aspects of life, and these are kept codified as a series of sutras. The sex guide is the Kama Sutra. The memory of the war and the recount of the war is the Vamana Sutra. Then you have the Iso Sutra, and the list goes on and on. But these are from different individuals giving you their research notes, not for you to strictly follow them, but for you to have an understanding of what you're dealing with so you can create your own path.
Hey, so right here.
a good series of books that ties into this, right?
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
Ascended Masters of the Far East. When you understand how to read the nature of the character of the individual, forensic profile, that's how you can follow them all the way to their front door. See that box collection? The first picture in the second row?
Right here. This one right here. Oh, hold on. No, damn, my bad. Damn shit. All right, right here. This first picture in the second row, right here.
Yeah. Not the man with the beard, but the books.
Yeah. He's supposed to be Serapis. One of them supposed to be Serapis Babe. We taught him in ancient Kemet. He was one of they
Listen, it was 1 a.m. when I got out that video that you just watched.
What?
Listen, and I put my phone down and picked it back up because a text came in and it's like 10 something. Did you hear what time I said it was when I started that video?
Yeah. You said it was like 11 some o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I heard this before though, like I seen
Deja vu.
No, it's like it's like the time. They call it a glitch. See, when that happened, that means that either you got it's something like it was a solar flare or something that happened right then when you probably got that glitch. It was something that happened that caused it. And it could be the time frame you in too, like the time zone. They say time, but it's like, man, it seemed like you got caught in a glitch to where like you like because we all as a people, we all sit on a rhythm, a certain frequency, a rhythm. That's what make us can dance on the beat. We on that frequency, but they can come in and they can adjust you. It's a group called the Adjustment Bureau. They put a movie out about it where they come in and adjust your
that movie,
huh?
I remember that movie.
Yeah, the Adjustment Bureau. The niggas come in and they rearrange your time. Like, so you would think that, damn, what just happened? You would be once you figure out what's happening, they then had you and they then came in and did some shit, and then but it's something they messed up some. That's how you recognize. You weren't supposed to recognize that. If these guys that was probably if somebody did that, they probably wasn't that good, or they didn't know how high power the alchemist you was, that you was gonna realize that the time frame got changed.
Elder, look,
man, I'm telling you,
this real talk, Elder.
Yeah.
Anybody think I'm making this up can go back and watch that video that he just watched. I'm really fucked up in that video about where them 5 hours went.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy.
Look, I'm having conversations with people about this missing block of time, and I get off the video at 1 something in the morning.
Man, that's crazy, bro. The Adjustment Bureau, these niggas right here, man. They got these dudes right here. These dudes are extraterrestrials. They work for the man. They the same group inside of the Man in Black. They work for
first
like the same group. Let me say right here. That's why they dress though, but you can't. They got these things called invisible belts. Where they can put these belts on and they can it'll speed up their vibrational wave to where it bend the light waves around them where you can't see them. And they'll be up in your house walking around you, but you probably can see them out of the corner of your eye because the technology, they ain't got it fully developed, but they got it to where you can't see them. They
had an episode of the X-Files about that.
Yeah, they got them right around the time of George W. Bush Sr. because we was on them, and there was a dude out there when George W. Bush was out there fishing on a boat, and another dude was a Secret Service was standing next to him, and he was fishing, but he was invisible. All you saw is the rod. And that's when they came out and said, oh, well, yeah, we got developed this new technology that they had got from the Philadelphia experiment. See, the Philadelphia experiment, they accidentally discovered invisibility. They was trying to start doing the stealth, right? And I think it was in 1943 or somewhere around that, the Philadelphia experiment. They were trying to
pull it up.
Huh? Yeah.
Pull it up.
Yeah. They was trying to develop that stealth technology. Okay, I'm gonna say, make sure I say this picture. Then I'm gonna go to pull it up. The invisibility belts. Hold on, let me show you. Philadelphia experiment.
They made several movies over the years about it.
Yeah. That's where they got the technology from, Nikola Tesla. All right, right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they used his Tesla coils, and they used the Edison's apprentice design, but they didn't have the frequency right. One of the side effects is that it cast one of the dudes into the future, into 1983.
Exactly.
The other side effect is the people that stayed on the ship was part of the ship now. They was welded inside. They was
Exactly
fused to the ship.
I'm showing it right now. I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on, let me I say it right here. Boom. All right, let me pull this joint up right here. Not the I want to get the real feel of the experiment.
You know it's still a portal there, right?
Yeah, right there. And that portal opened up every 10 years.
And you know that they built a brick structure around where the portal comes so people won't get caught in it.
What? I didn't know that part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me blow this up because this right here, what you saying, it ties into the vortex get ready to open up next year. See, look, this is some shit. Man, this right here, hey, Rob, I'm telling you, man, this right here, some stuff right here. Hold on, let me pull it up. All right, so yeah, so what they were doing, okay, let's pull it up. They was trying to develop stealth technology, which they already had. Bob will talk about that in this tape I just put out called the Rainbow Project, right? But it's really the original name of the tape was I Came to Right the Wrong, but I just renamed it because he talk about the Rainbow Project in there, and then it'll be catchy just how it is now, so what people can get to what he's saying. But these beings, they were trying to develop stealth technology, which they already had, but they were trying to make it more better, and they accidentally discovered time travel and invisibility. It really was they really discovered time travel. Really, right then it was all in one thing with Albert Einstein and all them working on it. And what it did is through the dude Albert Blake, I think his name was Admiral Albert Blake, threw him into 2070 or something. Like he was in 4 or 5 different time zones before they was able to get him back to this time zone. He explained it. So that's like the same thing that's happening to you. And then too, on top of that, after that, years later, when they got this information down, secretly they set up another technology down in Area 51, the S4 in Utah, where they start working on this technology and making it smaller. And they eventually got it to like a belt buckle size where they could put it on as a belt and they could walk around. They'd be right there with the president and you won't even see them. There'd be Secret Service agents, 3 and 4 of them had a belt on, and then 3, 4 won't. They'd be visible. And then so you would be thinking that you don't even see them. They'd pull out their gun and shoot you from invisibility. You'll see their gun once they pull it out. The way you can see their gun once they pull it out. Once they get it from their body, because the way the technology works, it's got like a little malfunction. I don't know if they developed it better, but I know during the time of George W. Bush Sr. is when they rolled them out, when the Secret Service rolled them out.
You never heard of a show come on National Geographic called Future Tech?
No, I'm about to check that out.
Well, they got an episode that's Weapons of the Future. And one of them was the tank fitted with fiber optics to bend the light around the tank. Right. It was first used in civilian use on the west coast of the United States in a raid.
Yeah, what?
In a drug raid.
Invisible tank.
Yeah, the ones fitted with. All you gotta do is see if I can find it.
Yeah, I already know they got. I know they got unmanned. I already know, man. When they show you something, they 40 or 50 years ahead. Bob already told us. When they show you something on TV, they got all that stuff they be showing on Avengers and all that. Them flying big, flying. They got flying aircraft carriers now. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, these people.
It's called the T-Ghost.
All right, let's pull it up
on YouTube.
Right,
you can get a video of it.
Right, I'm gonna get a video of it. T-Ghost, the T-Ghost. Oh, there you go, right there. Oh yeah, I see it, bro, right here. And it's probably fitted with laser weapons. They got the laser weapon too, the direct energy weapon. They had that in 1953.
That was the video you had actually clicked on.
Oh, right here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it right now. We got you.
That one was radar. That's stealth technology.
Okay, yeah.
The other one is hold on.
Where it bends the light. That's like that's like a cloaking device. these extraterrestrials, the Anunnakis designed a machine because they understand electromagnetic frequency, and they designed a machine called a cloaking device where they attach to their ships, where they bend. I know what you're talking about, where they bend the light frequency around the ship so it looks invisible. Matter of fact, I can show you what they're doing. I'm gonna show you. Hey, close my door. Close my door, bro. How's he getting up in here? What's it, bro? Hey, I'm gonna show you this video right here that break it down how it works. It's a video that I was gonna show when I was teaching on the part 2 on invisibility. It's a certain type of thing. Hold on, let me show you.
I'm sending you a video.
All right, send it to me. Send it to me. I'm gonna load it up. Yeah, here we go. That break it down. Oh, look, let me do it right here. It's gonna be in my like folder. All right, right here. All right. All right, I got it. I'm gonna load it up. Right here, this is a video that explains a little bit of how it works. Now I'm gonna load your video right now. I'm sending it to my thing so I can get it.
Mm-hmm. Due to the confidential nature of this technology, information is revealed in a controlled fashion.
He ain't telling us everything he knows.
He ain't telling you everything it is to know. He only telling you what's accessible to the public.
Yeah.
Now, if this is what's accessible to the public, imagine what's not.
Exactly, bro. What they got. I believe them motherfuckers got invisible robots already.
You have to. We already went over that. Yeah, you have to watch this all over, but we already went over that. The goal is you tapping into how you translate energy or communicate to your higher self. How do you translate what your God self is telling your mortal self? If you don't create your own codex, your grimoire for how you communicate, you won't have a clear set lines of communication to practice with. So you got to establish the type of communication you're going to have. Then we got to know how to perceive the answer when it comes, and then you can translate it into English for everybody else who you need to get the message to. But if you don't never learn how to communicate with your higher self, you won't even never find out what your psychic ability is.
Yeah, man, these Africans, they main thing is to scam Americans. They think Americans slow, but you know what it is? They don't got nothing else better to do. That's they hustle. Now they got internet in Africa. Now they using the internet to scam Americans, man, and anybody other people around the country. And it ain't just Africans; it's Hindus and Africans that's fucking scamming people. Not all the Hindus are scamming. I'm not calling all of them as a race, specific group of them. Go ahead.
If you think about it, they using inflation to strangle us out economically.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, their level of poverty is so much worse than ours in most of the country.
Right. Go ahead.
So they want out of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't condone it, but I understand it. I feel their pain.
Yeah. On some American for 10,000 miles away, they ain't gonna hurt. They don't give a damn. They gonna see they got all kind of hustles over there, and it might not even be an African, man. I just think it was an African because how the dude that sent me the message, but it could be somebody that don't like me, and I got a couple ideas. They got one of their goons to set that up so they can steal my money. I think I got an idea who this nigga is.
It's always some shiesty shit somewhere. Man, that's part of the game, though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, so now you got your friends and your enemies getting rich on your name.
Yeah.
That means you a bad motherfucker. You productive. Because they producing off you.
Yeah, they saying, man,
it ain't giving you no kickback.
No, he gave me a kickback. He gave me if he got 10,000, say he got 5,000, he gave me 1%. He sent me $50. He said, man, I'm making so much money off you online. Because he got my picture and he used my picture and my name. He said, I made so much money off you. I just wanted to send you $50 to show you my appreciation. I
Oh
said,
man,
what
that's
the
some
hell?
antagonism right there.
Man, I said, oh yeah, these niggas must know me. It got to be somebody that know me, man. They want to fuck. They want to get at me. So man, so yeah, you see that young elder with the S on the end that's using my picture and everything. That's a scam, bro. And it's even one that's doing similar to Raw that ain't his Cash App. So we got the right Cash App in the links right now. It's the capital SIK, capital APE. So it's another dude that he probably got an S at the end to scam off of Raw shit. I'm telling you, man, it's some niggas out here, bro. These niggas watch. They know Raw hot. They know we hot in the game, and they say, "Oh man, these niggas, we could get a kickback off of these guys. We could get an overflow. These guys' cups overflowing. We could get the shit that fall off the crumbs. The dogs can get the crumbs off the master table, man. That's the damn fucking game right there, bro. And it's we Africans. Africans think we slow as hell, bro. I'm telling you.
No, they don't. You know what
Go
they
ahead.
think? They
Go
think that
ahead.
we are the type that squander more than we should.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They look at us and how we neglect to pool our resources and block external forces from ruling over us. By doing that, they looking at us like, shit, if y'all gonna just give money away so freely, I might as well get some of that free money.
Yeah, that's what they doing to us. That's what they doing to us. They like man, Rod, you cracked heads on this one though. This was like I say, we did a lot of tapes. We got like probably over 150 hours worth of tapes. Man, this right here was a good one. This right here was one of my top ones right here, bro. With it, because I'm into this the Mortal Kombat type, the what you call that dude? Not Cage, Johnny Cage, the dude that be doing the fire. Liu Kang. Yeah, Liu Kang. I'm into that type of, that breathing and just like Bruce, like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna forgot to ask you, Rob, about Bruce Lee. So you was telling me about Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee was a bad dude. Now, there's some dudes out there that I heard of, that dark skinned brothers, Nubian brothers, that were badder than Bruce Lee, but they never got the exposure as Bruce Lee. Yeah, but Bruce Lee, you said that he got set up on his murder or something. It was big, something dealing with it
He
with
got
Shaolin
extracted
Temple.
by the Shaolin masters. So it's layers. We were looking at Tai Chi earlier, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's the artistic form of martial arts. All of that we see is the artistic form.
Yeah.
And in the martial arts, every artistic form has practical fight application for the combat student. Don't matter what field of combat you come from, you know when you see the dance how to use certain moves in actual combat if you understand combat.
Okay.
Right? Like even the Aikido that Steven Seagal was using when he was a youngster. Right? That's a ballet. That's a ballet. That doesn't work if he's in catch as catch can wrestling and they hitting him in them joints.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The style of martial art is not a true combat sport. Right? But now, behind all of that, there is a combat group. A group of masters that train their body where they can use their chi to fight you. They don't have to touch you.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? They got masters who can hit you with a ball of fire from across the room.
Yeah.
Right? But they are all held back. Right? They can't be exposed to the public until the Earthborn reclaim the Earth, and all the masters come out and hide.
Right. That's right.
Right? Because the nature of the conflict was spiritual warfare. Right? Being fought in the public domain in front of everybody's face behind their back. Right? So Bruce Lee come out and Jeet Kune Do is teaching you how to see the combat element in every martial art. So they say he was teaching the guy G, and they were supposed to develop their own martial art.
Okay. Their own style from what he, like the basics that he taught them.
No, he wasn't supposed to teach them. They were supposed to develop their own.
Based on what they is.
Yeah. So now when you look from his training, they did use his techniques to develop their own martial art. Now he spilt over secrets into the open he have to go into seclusion.
Yeah.
But he can't have people come looking for him.
So fake is there.
Right.
Yeah.
So take him off the scene. Right. Allow him to be seen long enough to get the message out. So now when we look at combat sports, judo produced the Gracies
That's right.
in Brazil.
Royce Gracie.
This is all the influence of Bruce Lee opening the floodgates to study Eastern martial arts. Okay. Then you have the Israeli Secret Service. They developed something called Krav Maga.
Okay, go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
These all form together, flow into something called mixed martial arts.
Go ahead.
All disciplines funnel to the mixed martial arts arena. Right? So it's all science. Then all of that is a side effect of Bruce Lee popularizing the martial art.
That's right.
Right? Some of the best movies now got martial arts, but when you go back to movies from the 50s and the 60s, they was just good ass acting. Now they got good ass kicking.
Yeah, good ass kicking, right? Yeah. I feel
right. So you see the influence one man can have on the global culture.
That's right.
In a short period of time by using those same principles of magic that we talked about throughout this video. He's a living example of that.
Yeah.
Right. And then he was able to leave a legacy of champions behind him. People that actually was in the fight game.
Yeah.
You know, people that trained with him who became notorious ass kickers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, you got different styles of fighting and they do different stuff.
Yeah.
Based on the enemy you combating with. Sometimes you got to be creative and sometimes you just got to hit them straight in the jaw.
Yeah.
So when you understand the sciences of the art, and then you start to put it all together, it start to make sense.
Yeah. Like Major Payne said, he said, I'm gonna put this foot right side there. He said, oh, you think I'm joking? And they can say, oh, start moving his feet. Then he chopped him in the throat. He went down. He said, you thought you was gonna kick me. He said, calling me a liar. Boom, kick that nigga, man. I said, oh yeah.
Hey, you know that's a parody of Billy Jack.
Go ahead.
Billy Jack was a half-breed.
Okay.
And they caught Billy Jack in the field. And this is one of my favorite movies when I was little, Billy Jack. But they caught him in the field and he told the man, he said, I'm gonna take this foot, whop you on that side of your face, and then the damn thing you're gonna be able to do about it. And then he did that shit, man. We thought that was the dopest.
Told nigga what he gonna do, did it to him.
Yeah, but Billy Jack was about a native that was half pale face.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Oh man, you ain't never seen Billy Jack?
Oh man, I watch it. That's my favorite type of movie.
That's a cult classic.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
I can watch Billy Jack all day long.
You ever seen?
I can watch it on repeat.
You ever seen?
So he had set his tribe up on the reservation, and he became the chief by default. In the process of this, his duties is to protect everybody on the reservation. And in the meantime, you got these townspeople moving in with their unruly teenagers that's raising hell on the plantation. I mean, on the reservation, and harassing the kids when they come to town for ice cream and shit.
Okay.
Right. So then when they finally go too far, he do what he do. Now they want to arrest him and put him in prison. 110 soldier.
Yeah. That's fire, man. I'm gonna check that movie out. Cause I collect cowboy movies. I got just about every cowboy picture you can think of, man. 310.
It's actually, it don't take place in cowboy days. It takes place in like the 70s.
Okay, just recently then, like
yeah. So it's supposed to be going on in like Arizona in the 70s or the 60s.
What? I'm gonna check that out.
The Flower Child generation, the Love and Peace era.
Yeah.
Right. He come back from, I think, Vietnam War.
Okay.
And he the default chief.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you do what chiefs do, when you violate the community, now they want to bring you in the army and take him in.
Yeah.
Literally bring you in the army.
Damn. Damn. You know, Rod never let us down, man. That nigga like guaranteed. He like guaranteed on your money back. My nigga, I'll tell it. Tell that nigga USC. That nigga Rod Hayes USDA approved, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He USDA approved, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to like find Chief Big Mac, baby. You know what I'm saying? Chief Pontiac. Yeah. Like, I found out too, Rod. What you know? That's what I was gonna ask you. I found out that the in the Anarchies, they had came over here with a Great Lakes set, and they said that's why somebody said the Denver Nuggets. That's why they call the doing in Denver and Colorado. They said that the mountains, it was just nuggets laying on the ground over here, and that these
Man, listen.
Go ahead.
The people on this land, and we didn't take gold like that. Gold, we was in tune with nature.
Right, go ahead.
Gold was just another rock to us.
That's why I was just laying on the ground.
That's why we failed to find gold anywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We don't hold material like that value on things until somebody else come over here to exploit us for it and use it for value. Then now it becomes the new standard of value.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people don't know, but at one time, the most important thing to harvest was cowrie shells.
Wow.
Cowrie shells was the currency.
Wow.
He who had the most cowrie shells was the richest man on earth.
Damn. That's crazy.
They ain't worth a damn now.
That's crazy. Like I say, I think a penny, I think the way this going, man, a penny gonna be worth more than a dollar, because a penny is real copper and a dollar is just paper. Like this a penny is
penny real, not real copper.
Well, not the
you
new
pennies, check that.
Right? The new pennies, right? The
old none of this new stuff real. All of this is facsimile.
Hey, what year would you have to go back to get a real copper penny? What year does they stop making those? Like
well, 60s? They will still make them in batches.
Okay.
And they normally try to keep them and to do business among themselves. Mm-hmm. And some of them trickle out into the mainstream, and you'll find one here and there.
Yeah. I noticed that. I think it's like somebody was telling me like 1967. That's when you for sure.
There was a time when where all of the coins was minted with what they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right. So 100 pieces of copper used to equal 1 piece of gold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And 2 pieces of silver used to equal 1 piece of gold.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it was 5 pieces of nickel used to equal a half a piece of gold or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
these all became currency denominations under the U.S. Mint, because now they want to control whose face is on the currency. Mm-hmm. Back then, there was no face on the currency. Some people did it for decorative purposes for their family bank, like in John Wick. When they're looking at the gold coins, some people had their coins minted, with the tribal totem, like you had the buffalo nickel. The buffalo was the totem of the Buffalo clan. Woolly-haired, muscle-bound big niggas. Angel Bay and them.
Go ahead.
The Tatanka, the big bulls. Right? Big Mama called them in case of emergency.
Yeah.
And they trampled the whole land. That's why they had to kill all the bison. And that was the symbolic of killing us too.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Oh yeah, somebody else asked me to ask you this before I forget. They said, "What's the connection between?" Because they say they want Dion. They say Deion Sanders, one of the chiefs on the land. Now he graduated from the Seminole Indians in like Florida, right, for college. Then he went to several teams, but now he was at Jackson State, but now he's going to the Buffalo. They say, and people saying it sounds like an academical connection between what Dion going.
He actually said it was.
Okay, go ahead.
And he actually said he was tying back into his roots.
Okay, that's man.
And that this was taking him back to his people.
Dion knows something.
Right. Everybody think he talking about HBCUs, whatever the fuck they is.
Yeah.
But he talking about tribe. Back to the land, back to his people, the totem. Yeah. So if he fall under that totem and he move back to anywhere that's using that totem, it give him honor and distinction among his clan.
Man, That's fire. That's fire, Rod. That's fire. Because everybody was saying, yeah, I said Buffalo got to be a connection. Because Dion definitely a that damn Indian. That's for sure. He got the long nose. All of us got that nose. You got it. Like you could tell the Indians because they got this nose. That long. All of us got
It's
that
called
long nose.
aquiline features. That's
Uh-huh.
how they knew us when we went to help the Europeans get from under Moorish oppression. A lot of us don't know that.
What?
We landed in Ireland and we went into the Iberian Peninsula to help the motherfuckers fight because they had slaughtered all of the so-called chiefs in Ireland, the snakes, the ones who taught the sacred wisdom.
Okay.
So we went to go investigate.
Fire.
And the ones of us that went was warriors. It's a record. It's not a secret.
Yeah, they know. They know. I'm gonna tell you, Rod. Man, I want to show you something, so I can show you. And I'm about to go ahead and do tapes on this. I really wasn't gonna show nobody, but I'm gonna show you that not the stuff that Rod's saying about the dirty Moors and all that. I found a doctor that verified every single thing that Rod is saying. Let me show you this. I want to show y'all this receipt before we get out. Shout out to 12th Elder, man. Because the 12th Elder is one of my background research guys. And he listened to all our tapes with Rod. And he said, man, that stuff Rod is teaching, people think that he making it up. He ain't making none of this up. All right, so we got Dr. Carrie is her name. All right, she put out these different pamphlets. Right, hold on, let me turn this background screen out real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so these books, she put out these little newspaper pamphlets. Right, she got like 15 of them out. Right, I'm gonna start teaching directly from these joints. Right, but everything Rod Hayes is saying. Now I'm gonna show you this. Look at this, Rod. Look at this. This is gonna blow your mind, Rod. It probably ain't gonna blow your mind, but this lady is putting all the receipts. I don't know if she came out with this after we put this out. It seemed like she came out. Hold on, let me tell you what.
It might be a year in there it was published.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. March 2021. Watch this. Look at this. This lady she must have been listening to your video, bro. Tell me. Look at this. What it say right there. What she put in that book.
George Washington Challenge.
Look at it. It's all right there, Rod. She got the everything, all the receipts, everything you be talking about, Rod. She got the whole storyline in these books, word for word. I said, damn, this man, that nigga Rod, boy, the boys they sleeping Rod, bro. This lady is a doctor, and everything that Rod teaches about the dirty Moors and about who they are, where they come from, is in all these books, all these little magazines that this doctor put out. This her right here on the back. You see her right there on the back. A Nubian sister. She looked like she looked like one of them ancient Egyptians.
She looked like my big sister from a little bit I could see.
Yeah. This her right here. Hey, shout out 12th Elder, man. Marie Charles, Dr. Marie Charles. This lady has got word for word almost, Rod. I can literally go word for word in these books of your class. And she put this out after you was talking about that, because some of these books just recently came out like a couple months ago.
Well, I had a whole thing on the invasion from 2019.
That's what I'm saying. I got receipts from 2019 from you off your page of this same information. So all the books she put out is from March 21st all the way up to now. And it's like word for word, like the classes that I say, oh shit, they even got like the links and everything. I was like, oh, these people must be starvation, death, starving people. But if you are fast, people go 40 days. Dr. Sebi went like a whole bunch of days without eating.
Man, I did all kind of fast. The longest one I did was about 60 days.
Dang, you that's discipline right there. That take discipline.
Man, if you look at when I first came, how my face was all drawn up.
You was skinny, Rob. I'm telling you.
That was from all that fasting I was doing.
Yeah, you was no fat. You want no fat.
I was doing fast back to back, a 3-day fast. I eat for a couple days, take a 7-day fast, eat for a couple days, 14-day fast, eat for a couple days.
That's as long as I ever did.
Then finally I got to the point where I was done fasting. I had achieved what I was trying to accomplish using that control of self as the mechanism to control myself. Because by right, I'm supposed to be the went on a mad rampage and tore this motherfucker up from coast to coast.
Yeah, ape shit.
Right. But when I get the discipline, I can see an advantage to following the script. We almost at the end gate. Ain't no sense of bucking the motherfucking order when you can use the order to take over. Right?
Right.
Chess.
Right.
Not checkers. Right? So you don't want to tear it all down if you can utilize some of it to make your rebuild easier. This is why I say we got to catch the government before it totally collapses and start to rebuild a new government. But people not understanding that concept yet.
I feel you on that.
The government got to fall to the point where the people can't deny it no more before they would even consider rebuilding a new government.
That's sad.
Right. And then when you tell them start at your local government, because that's where you got your greatest control, right? They still don't get it. Right. There's certain people that's going to always be the mayor, whether they're in office or not. That's a chief.
Yeah.
And that chief, they gonna always, the mayor gonna tell you, gonna tell you to do something, and they gonna go ask the chief. You can't help it. It's the nature of the people.
Yeah.
So when you understand the nature of the people, you adapt and you adjust. There's chiefs all over the land about to reestablish their jurisdiction.
That's right.
But the people got to be cohesive as a unit enough to understand how they was using the divide and conquer mechanisms to turn the tribes of the earth against each other. You know, because some of them might have a little bit more Anunnaki blood than others. They look down on.
Yeah, right.
I'm more God than you. Well, how much God do it take to be God?
One drop.
If you God, look, and if you God, how much God do you have?
Yeah, right.
How much God are you? If you got, you either half a God or you're not. Demigod, what is you?
That's right.
Right? So when you understand that the force that is, when it's activated mitochondrial, this is what makes this 12, 11-year-old boy a grandmaster.
And chess.
Yeah. He got the discipline already. And then he got the structure and the love of his parents to make him want to be better at what he's doing.
That's fire, Rod.
That's why they want to break our families up.
That's fire.
The father is the motivator. Whenever you upgrade yourself, your kids gonna upgrade themselves. They can't help it. They seen their daddy do it. They got to do it when they get a certain age. They know they got to do a certain thing. But we don't know this. And they try to erase it out of our culture. But when you watch great men, you find that a lot of them lived and died around the same age because we didn't know they had to stop them at certain ages before they allowed them to continue on and take over. Right? So when you're looking at Malcolm and Martin, they're both 39.
Wow. Go ahead.
I think Noble Drew Ali was 39.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Marcus Garvey was 53. Elijah was 63. He was 10 years past their order. That means he had set up a good system they couldn't penetrate.
They couldn't touch him. They're done.
But he knew he was infiltrated because Malcolm told him.
Yep.
Because Malcolm knew who they was because the police had thoroughly infiltrated the Nation of Islam. He told them in the public. And that's why they always assumed that certain people was in on it until they find out that it was exactly who Malcolm said it was. It was the police and the FBI.
Yep. That's right.
That's who he said it was the whole time. How did Elijah know he was infiltrated? And what did the motherfuckers that infiltrated look like?
Like us.
So you got to know there can't be no pale face behind it.
Yep.
And the same thing apply to Marcus Garvey. The same thing apply to Patrice Lumumba, Stephen Biko, Nelson Mandela, Jomo Kenyatta, and the Mau Mau. Everybody is being betrayed by somebody that looked like us. So then the elders left the message for posterity: get rid of the enemy within.
Right.
And you won't have to fear the enemy without. What they mean by that? Why they leave that for us? So this is how you speak to the future. They call that hedging your bets. Because some of us believe our elders better than we believe this current system.
That's right.
Right? So now you get to the Nuwabian part of the UNIA. Because Malachi wrote everything from a family book to a constitution,
right,
to multiple fields of study in the degrees of Mohammedanism, Christism, degrees of Mosesism, right?
Right.
Answering the 360 questions for a Muslim, the 360 questions for a Christian, and the 360 question for a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right. Right.
Right. So if he know the answers to the questions, why they don't know them?
That's a good question.
It ain't that they don't know them, it's that they are under a selective ideology that was predicated upon the false teaching.
Okay, go ahead.
And by accepting the reality that you've been deceived, now you got to accept that reality and you have to deal with it to improve yourself in that regard. That's called learning to protect yourself from evil. Insulate yourself from false teachings. Right. That means anything that's rooted in fear, that you need to study that without fear. Right. So Noble Ali say, I'm gonna make the European tell you the truth.
Yep.
So then next thing you know, you got an onrush of European thinkers in the sciences and in the churches.
Whistleblowers.
You got Mary Baker Eddy. Right. You got Madame Blavatsky.
Right.
You got Manly P. Hall. Right. You got Aleister Crowley, Franz Bardone. And they all carrying heavyweight information. You got Rudolf Steiner, Israel Regardie. And they dropping it heavy. But you know we ain't paying no attention because you want to have something from a nigga, put it in the book, right?
That's how you got to do. That's what they say.
So if your elders make them tell you the truth, how you gonna know the truth if you don't go where they put it? In the library, where they bury their lives.
That's right.
The truth there, but you got to go dig that shit out.
That's right.
Right. So now we learned that they play word games. They play board games, mind games, political games, assassination games, war games. These are the games of the guys played out on one board in the galactic chess.
Go ahead.
But you play it like you're playing it in a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
You put your headphones on and you get absorbed in the game so much that you lose track to the reality that you're just playing the game. The game of the gods. You don't ever control it as long as you be a victim to it. It's right in the rules. The victim can never be the controller of the fate of others until he becomes the victimizer. And the only reason why the victim become the victimizer is to overthrow oppression. He victimized those who victimize his people.
Right.
Right. So the keys to magic is the keys to unconditional love, control of the self, and the discipline to become what you will. Then the part that you want to develop, study it. Study the mythology, the fiction, the non-fiction. If it's science is on it, study it. Because the more you understand it, the more you can control it. As you practice it, the stronger you get in the function. You can make the chi accumulate in your hand to be hot or cold.
Right. Go ahead.
But if you don't understand the usage of it and you don't practice, you ain't going to be good at nothing. And the practice is doing it until your subconscious have it locked in. Mm-hmm. Muscle memory, subconscious memory. Repetition until you absorb it. The same with hypnosis. You got to go through a repetition in order to get put in hypnosis.
That's right.
And you got to be in a alpha wave state, theta wave state to absorb information. So you got to understand the states of mind. How do you facilitate that state of mind and then practice? That's the hard part because nobody got no discipline no more.
It's one of the best tapes we drop, bro. I'm telling you. This right here, I love this information you give me right now. I needed this. I needed this information for the chi, because that's what I'm studying right now. This harnessing this the air, harnessing the energy, because all the energy is in the air. So the power is in the air, in the breathing. And
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking about that for the longest. And just breathing and absorbing. Like when you notice when niggas, when you make somebody mad or they finna get ready to fight or anything, they always take in some air first.
Yep, deep breath.
Or the cool off, even the cool off or the calm down, they say. Or even when you get get hit, like you hit a bone, hit a funny bone or something, you go take in some air, baby. Ooh, oh, that shit hurt. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the science of breath.
Yeah.
That's a book. But practicing different breathing techniques give you control of different bodily functions.
Pain, you can control pain through breathing. You can control pain through breathing.
So the more you understand the breath, that's spirit.
Yep.
Spiritus mean the breath.
Go ahead.
Right? That's the word spirit. Spiritus. It's Latin. Right? I mean the breath. The function of the breath is to facilitate the oxidization of the materials that you use as a waste product. When they oxidize, that's when the body starts to burn. The burning is the sensation of the conversion of all of that stuff into some usable substance for your mitochondria to power your DNA.
That's right. Go in.
If you go to the mitochondria, you'll find that in the mitochondria is the matrix. And when you unravel this secret, as we just went through it, you unraveling the keys and the source of the matrix. So when they tell you that God is a man and you tell them God is a woman, now they'll understand it a little better. X-Men Academy.
Right. And that's what I was gonna tell you too. Like when women having a baby, they say breathe. Go ahead. You know, when they're having the baby out, they say take some deep breaths, relax. You know, so like it's gotta that I think the beginning of the chi is discipline. It's discipline, like you said, then harnessing the air energy. It's something doing with the air, how they gather in that power, because the electricity, all that work with the air. So it's getting the air. Yep.
Yeah. That's what you're using for Prime Creator to relay the information to your mitochondria. You gotta remember, if you study epigenetics, you know that we projected into ourselves from somewhere else. And if we projected into ourselves from somewhere else, that means we got to be in a remote location where we not in this form. Right? And we being projected, the inner workings of the mechanism is telling us that the self is projected through the mitochondrial and it's reading his book of life off the DNA. The DNA is giving you your instructions of why you came here and how you need to move in order to get your job done. Genetic memory.
Do this, Rod. Like, so we got our babies, right? We got these babies that's advanced. I'm telling you, my baby is advanced. How do I start? Do I start training them like you were showing in this tape? Like start blindfolding them, make them catch a ball, make them do this stuff, make them read, doing like this, like they could talk.
You gotta know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you need to understand what the mind doing.
Okay.
If you understand what the mind doing, then you can instruct them better. Okay. Like, I don't give a cookie cutter for everybody because every child is different in how they need to be taught.
Okay.
But it's some things that you can teach them, no matter what their learning style, that'll help them grasp and translate information quicker.
Yeah.
As soon as possible, we need to teach our children speed reading.
Yep, you was talking about that.
As soon as possible. As soon as they got the phonics, they got a program I like. I ordered them and I end up having to cancel my payments on them because their business practices didn't match their product. Their product is excellent, but their business. Anyway, the IQ reading program, right? It uses what look like video games to train the eye to perceive faster.
Okay.
Now, there's a couple of side effects come with learning speed reading. One, it broadens your peripheral vision, which means it allows you to see a larger spectrum on the light spectrum than you normally would see. You also pick up information faster. It was a movie, a series just come on USA. This dude, his father was a cop,
Uh-huh.
and his father was teaching them at an early age how to pay attention to detail.
Uh-huh.
SikApe, that's the name of it. His father trained him how to pay such close attention to detail until his mind began to register details without having to really look for them.
Yeah, but I just automatic.
Right. Because it was redundantly taught and embedded in him at an early age.
Uh-huh.
You gotta remember the Jackson Fives used to get out of school and rehearse till it was bedtime.
That's facts. Go ahead. I was gonna say that. Go ahead. The
You
five.
know? Look at Beyonce Knowles.
That's right.
They can say what they want about her, but if you look at how hard she been training from a child,
That's right.
right? She can only be what she is because she trained herself to be that.
Yes.
If her self-confidence match her skill development, she has to reach that level.
That's right, bro.
That's just the law of nature.
Tiger Woods, same thing.
Yeah. Same with Tiger Woods.
Yep.
Same with the Venus and Serena, whatever the people say they is or not.
Yep.
But the thing is, you can't take away that all of their childhood they practiced.
That's right.
And they became good at faster pace than the average child.
Right.
And then they took over.
That's right.
It is what it is.
God. Yeah, so you got people like, and then like you know, like the people that start out like Mayweather. Mayweather was doing it when he says he was a kid. His dad.
Yep.
So now he the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
They mentioned Kobe. Yep. LeBron too.
Yeah.
LeBron was playing with NBA players, and at a young age, they used to come into his town to play with him.
That's right. That's right. Kobe too. Kobe. Yep. So a lot of these cats that's come great. A lot of them, you know, some people like if Michael Jordan, he rare. He said like I think he started playing in the 12th grade or something like that. Yeah, he rare. You know what I'm saying? He became the GOAT. He rare, but like you got some people they never even tap into their potential until later on in their life. They figure out they could have been the GOAT.
Call them late bloomers.
Yeah, late bloomers. Go ahead.
Yeah. So some of us go through hard life to be the best elders. All we doing is training to be in the position we truly want to be in. So if I go through life and I learn how to kick ass, take names, get rich, and play games, now I know everything I need to know to have fun with my family when I get old. So once we get to the point where we can become the elders, now we can enjoy our family the best. Right. So that's where I'm at. That's why I'm a late bloomer. I could have did this shit when I was 8 and told these people that there's some strangers on the land, but I couldn't tell them exactly where they was at.
Yeah, they probably would have took you out right then, bro, like they did Lil Chief, Lil Horn. What his name is?
Yeah, talking about Emmett.
Yeah, Lil Emmett. They would have took you out like Emmett. Emmett might have said something. They heard him. And they said, "Oh yeah, that's."
I'm telling you, man. I know exactly what happened, man. When I'm reading the story, I'm like, this is a repeat. Yep. That's Chief Little Horn.
Yep.
He would have had this motherfucker turned upside down righteously, right? So imagine you merge Malcolm and Martin together all in one person. This is what he would have grew up to be because people would have responded to him like that. His thing was whistling the war cry. In the South, it's called whistling Dixie. It became that during the Civil War, but it's an old tribal war cry. Some of them use a little flute made out of wood.
Okay.
But some of them just learn to whistle with their mouth. Okay. Chief Little Horn, if he come back, he gonna always be a whistler.
Uh-huh.
And his whistling gonna make him famous all over the land, and he gonna be able to use that as the cover story, like E40, to join the Chiefs behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So while you using your art to get you into places, you're using the places that your art take you to make your connections. Right? So we got different levels And we got to start tapping back into the old structure and the old ways in order to remember who we is. So that's the keys to the sorcery on the land, that natural magic.
Hey, Rod, I'm waiting on him right now, Rod. Yeah. Rod cracked heads and twist caps on this one. This right here, one of the best ones. This one of the we got a lot of tapes, Rod. This one right here is one of the top ones, Rod. This is hot. I like this tape. Yeah, this was a good one because this right here taught us the next level information. It says, "Do looking in the mirror mess with your self or esteem? Does looking in the mirror mess with your self esteem?"
It's the conversation you having with the person you see in the mirror, whether you use it to tear you down or build you up. You can't never allow nobody to convince you to tear you down. Always build yourself up first, because that's going to make your real tribe come to help you build you. When they see you doing the self work, then they gonna come and help you work at the other stuff that complements that. So if you building yourself to be the king, by the time you get done building yourself into king status, you got a kingdom under you.
Somebody said, "How do they find a chief on the land in the Philippines?"
The Philippines is matriarchal. They looking for a big mama.
You already pointed that out on the 007 tape. I think you showed the big mama for that area in the 007 tape. Yeah, go check out that 007 tape, Mission Goldfinger, when Raw was pointing out the different matriarchs that were controlling the land in Asia. The one in Asia, he showed that lady that was connected with Mother Khadijah and what it was Farrakhan's wife and Elijah Muhammad's wife, and there was a couple more ladies that
that was Imelda Marcos. She's not here no more.
Okay, they took her out.
Yeah.
Wow. It says what you think about geometrics? A question. Not related to the subject, but
can you post the question up? Because I can't see it.
Yeah. Okay, go right here. We got a $5 shout out Carlos, man. Shout out Carlos. Not related to the subject, but can Chief talk about the Burkhardi? Man, I can't even say what the hell it's a certain tribe. Boricata. B-O-R-I-C Borica.
Oh, those are Puerto Ricans.
Okay, all right. Oh, Puerto Ricans. Okay, all right. Puerto Ricans from the like our Latino light-skinned brothers.
Yeah, so Puerto Rico was annexed by the conquistadors. The conquistadors is using you see Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Puerto Rico was an island where the thieves was keeping their stash at before they moved it back to Europe.
Okay, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Right. Yeah. So they built military outposts, Spanish outposts on all corners of the island, and fought the natives to the center of the island. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So once they finally French lost, they moved their wealth back to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
The Spanish did.
Yeah.
This is when they they're getting ready to set up Switzerland now in the banks.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now the natives eventually fight the conquistadors to a stalemate on the island.
Okay.
Some of them stayed and corrupted the priesthood to the day, but most of the priests there are back to the old ways, know who the ones that don't belong there, and that's using the priesthood to exploit the people. That's the only way you know the difference. When you're looking at the priesthood, the ones begging for money, exploiting people, offering them to do conjures, that's not what a priest do.
Yeah.
That's all kind artist shit.
And we got another one, Skyfi. Shout out Sister Skyfi for the super chat. It says, Rod, what's up with the month of May? They said something big's supposed to happen in the month of May.
Well, you can't say what's gonna happen. You can look at the stellar alignments, and according to the stellar alignments, the energy that's coming to the earth, and something should happen according to that energy. But you can't never say exactly what it is without a past frame of reference that lays over the future. That's why they say look back to see the future. Yeah, so it's the alignments. If you don't have a similar alignment to the event, you won't have a comparative analysis to figure out what the event going to be.
Yep. All right, somebody said, Rod. That boy Rod cracked heads on this one. It says, what about those whose mother abandoned them or had a toxic relationship with their sons? How do the sons receive the mitochondrial energy? I guess he was trying to say.
The female he get with
Okay.
is going to come in to clean up his mother's generational curses. He got to be perceptive enough to know she there, or he gonna miss her.
Okay, that's fire. That's fire. Yeah,
Big Mama always sends somebody to reground your mitochondria. You can't be on the land unrestricted mitochondria wise from the sisters. You always gonna have a relative or somebody that's gonna be partial or that's gonna take on the responsibility of honoring the mother role in your life. You know it until later on.
Yeah.
All that time.
Yeah.
I just right now when I look back at all of the people that passed codes to me coming up, I'm like, why do we not be more consciously aware that we code flipping even as children? The children's games, all of those children's games, hopscotch and all that, those were training programs. All them games that we double dutch is from here. Double dutch ain't from nowhere else on earth but the Americas. That's where it came from. Right?
I never learned.
Yeah, but other cultures have a similar practice. Like in Asia, they got this thing with the bamboo poles that looks like they hopscotching.
I know what you're speaking of.
But that's all how we learn how to read the culture versus the training we get in the educational system of miseducation and deception. So when you get older, you becoming an elder on the land, right? You coming into who you are, you're responsible as an elder to tell everybody what you see until they understand what happened to our people so we can break free as a collective. One of us can't break free and leave everybody else in bondage. We have to find a way to free the most people we can free are the earthborn, right? And that's what I have been working on. And the task is so big that when Everett X told me what I had to do, I said, man, I don't think I could do that. He looked at me and started laughing. He said, you got this.
Yeah, because here you are.
I did not see my capabilities. Now you got to keep in mind, I'm coming from perception of others of me. I'm an idiot. I ain't really that smart. Right? So now I got to learn how to find out how to read all these different tribal customs and traditions across the land to see what's going on with our people. And then I keep seeing these sore thumbs pop up. That's not how we move. Who is this? Signing treaties to sell land? Where did these people come from? Who is these people signing these treaties? This ain't us. They land. We don't believe that you can sell Mother Earth. That's like somebody saying, yeah, I'll sell you my mama. It doesn't compute to a seasoned chief that becomes an elder.
Right.
It's irrational logic. I can't sell you my mama, fool.
Okay.
Right, so when you're reading in the treaties that Chief White Dog, what the fuck? Who is this? It's talking about that you can buy this land. So that's how we know that there's imposters on the land, because they not moving like the tribes. All that stuff made up to trick us. And I'm gonna keep saying it until we understand it.
And that's all we can do is keep saying it. You know, some people gonna catch on, some.
Now they about to catch on fast because we're getting close to end game. We're getting close to the big rollout.
Yeah.
Right.
Very close.
Yeah.
My dreams, I
So
tell you, my dreams, I don't even see how I get rest. From the time I close my eyes, I wake up in the morning. It's like I'm everywhere.
yeah, we do a lot of traveling in our dreams. Now remember, if you
Mm-hmm.
notice, the time in a dream doesn't match the time of the sleep. You can be in a dream and go through a whole week and wake up 8 hours later. But in the
Yes.
dream, you lived a week.
Listen, Brother Rod, that is so true. The other day I lay down and I woke up. I was like, oh, it's almost time to get up. I slept so good. I had only been asleep for an hour and a half.
Hmm.
I thought it was time to get up. So that's
You know,
true.
I went through years of insomnia. I used to read myself until I fall asleep. That's how I ended up reading so much material. Couldn't sleep. I had to read at least about 30 or 40 pages to make my eyes tired enough for me to fall asleep. That add up fast.
Well, I don't have that problem. As soon as
Yeah,
I lay
but
down,
what
those
I ended
eyes
up doing,
close.
I ended up training myself to use water as a sleeping agent. So, so when I start every night when it's time to go to bed, I used to drink a big cup of cold water
Mm,
and go in my room, cut off all the lights, close my eyes, go to sleep. After a while, my body got used to when I drink the water, that means it's time to go back to sleep.
mm,
So when I started experiencing my bouts of insomnia, I smashed a big cup of cold water. I'm out like I took a sleeping pill.
mm.
And it only took me about 3 months to train myself to do that. Now I can do it at will.
I drink cold water before I go to sleep as well.
Yeah. Most
Yeah.
of us build up a dehydration anyway, because
Mm-hmm.
we're not properly, our system's not working at optimum levels, and it causes more water than we would normally need to run the mechanical system of the body. Right?
Yeah.
So when we drink that water, we hydrate the system. Now the system can start doing repairs, and it does repairs when you resting, when you sleep.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. My body, I used to drink juice. Now all I want is water all the time, all day.
Yeah, I went through phases: juice, water, pop, juice, water, pop, and then I found out I was calibrating to energies doing that. When I was going
Mm.
through a phase, I only got the appetite for this. And then I seen I was okay, I'm calibrating myself. Then I had to say, well, who energy am I calibrating to with this particular thing? Whether it was I got an overwhelming craving for chicken. Oh, that's me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
tapping
you.
into me. I'm tapping into me. I love fried chicken. So, but when
Mm-hmm.
I go through I found that when I'm trying to channel my mama, I get an overwhelming craving for Pepsi.
Mm.
Well, most of my life, my mama drank Pepsi. Before that, she used to drink Royal Crown Cola, but then they mostly went out of business and forced her. She didn't like Coke, so she started drinking Pepsi.
Mm.
So now, if my mama trying to tell me something and I can't hear her, I'll just get a craving for Pepsi. And then it ties the sympathy into my mama and her Pepsi that puts me in what's the nostalgia and reminiscence to recall her energy, and then she can communicate with me.
Mm. Mm. That's funny because a lot of times I think like my dad is trying to communicate with me. Like I'm still grieving him. It's been 2 years. I'm the only girl. I was a daddy's girl. And I just crave like these beef sausages all the time. My dad he was like the sausage connoisseur. He was die for a good sausage, down
That's
south
how
or
that's
anywhere.
that's how he communicate with you. The
Yeah.
way that you open the two-way channel is when you get the craving, he got a message for you, right?
Mm.
So you go, however whatever his favorite sausage was, try to find that one and cook that one, and it's
Mm.
closer to his energy. You got his DNA signature part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do something in the physical world to call forth the energy, now you can align your codons on your DNA to allow him to download information directly to you from the genetic tree, from the family tree.
Okay. I'm gonna find that sausage.
Yeah. All right, sweetie. I was gonna make this my last one. I'm trying to take one more call before I go.
All right, brother. Thank you. Gratitude.
Okay, you're welcome, sweetie.
Hey,
Hey.
I was trying to get a hold of you forever.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm all right, not too bad.
Where you calling from?
Ohio,
Ohio? You right down the street anyway. What part?
not too far. How you been?
I've been doing pretty fair for a square.
That's good. That's good.
What you want to talk about today?
I've just been trying to talk. I don't know what it was I was supposed to get in contact with you about, but a while ago, I had inboxed you a couple times, and you had came to me in my meditation, and it was just said I was supposed to get in contact with you. This when you was on Rod Hayes, and you be so busy though. I hit you up. We had never connected, but I don't know what it is we were supposed to.
Do you have Cooks in your family? Last name Cook?
Not that I'm aware of.
How about Griffin?
Not that I'm aware of.
Look, okay. This is checking because you look like one of my cousins.
Somebody did I hear somebody say something? You know what? My cousin did just say something about some Cooks being on our side of the family. I want to say she did. My grandmother. I think she did say that.
See, is she from around the Magnolia, Mississippi area?
They are from Mississippi. I'm not sure what area.
Find out.
But,
it ain't gonna be hard. You gotta do is call. There's a couple people in your family you call. You know everything you need to know.
There's one I could call. This is the one that told me about the Cook. But they changed their last name to Lopp. L-O-P-P. They Lopps or Keefs now.
So in the tribal tradition, when you used to, when they crop a dog ears?
Yeah.
They used to call that Lopp. Right. She changed her name because she's telling us somebody's trying to cut the line, trying to cut the family tree. So she had to hide. She had to conceal herself. She had to lop her ears off.
She married my grandfather, and his last name was Lopp. And she changed her last name.
He might be the one who was hiding from the enemy, because he's the one carried the last name. It's normally tied to a profession too. So if he was a dog man, he could have got that name from being from a long family of dog men. They crop the dog's ears and tails and stuff, right? But that was a term that you would hear when somebody's trying to cut off the family tree right before we went into the amnesia.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I know, we was in fucking amnesia. Yeah. Now I gotta try to piece this shit back together and give it back to us.
I'm trying to. And I know it's a lot on my mom's side with them losing their land. I know my grandmother had a bunch of land in North Carolina, and it illegally got took. And they got an airport.
Yeah, all of the Carolinas going back to the Gullas and most of Florida. The Gullah Geechee Big Mama is going to have to reassign land. It's not a grant. It's you're responsible to caretake this area.
Because I know she full-blooded, and she was full-blooded. She was Blackfoot and Chippewa Indian.
Yep. So when they started saying Blackfoot, that was a name we got from traveling across the desert. We didn't wear shoes in the desert, right? And the sun used to cook the feet darker than the face. When we got over there, the feet were so dark, they laughed at us and called us Blackfeet.
Oh, wow.
That's a different clan. Yeah. They a splinter clan of the Iroquois off of the Crow. It's a couple more clans. I can't think of them all right now. But they was all branch family tribes that came to fight the Gullah Wars.
Yeah.
This is how we all end up in the Southeast, concentrated in such high number in the Southeast. And when they do their surveys, they can't find us in the other parts of the land. We was fighting war. And then they wanted, that's why they came with the slave narrative. That keep us from rebelling against the war that they imposed upon us. Right? So their whole system, Plato's Republic, being played out in our face behind our back.
My grandma used to always say, I don't know about no slavery. I wasn't no slave. I don't know nothing about slavery. Like, they teach y'all that in school? I said, yeah, grandma, they was teaching us we were slaves. She was like, nah, we owned our land. We wasn't no slaves. We had stores, land. We ain't slavery. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they came to the mainland to fight in the wars. Once Chief Pontiac and Toussaint beat the French, they was done over here. They was done over here. They had no more business. They lost twice. Right? And because they lost, on their tail end running out, they sold the protectorate agreement, but they didn't really have a protectorate agreement. They made that shit up. They had sacked Port Nola down there. It was we didn't call it that. The French named it that.
Right.
But we had a base. This is where this is where the intake was to the land. Right? But once they invaded, it ended up where they first settled in what we call the Northwest Territory. Right? Northeastern Territory, what we call the New England states. The New England states is where they came in, so that became where the immigrants was brought in at. It's buffering you out, sweetie. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, it was buffering you out for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once we beat the French, they leave. They sent the Statue of Liberty back to tell us who was behind it. Statue of Queen.
Yeah. They don't know. I know I'm getting my land back. It's coming back. I know I ain't even gonna have to fight for it or nothing. It's coming back.
Mm-hmm. The bigger picture and the little picture. You got to look at what's immediate around you, and then you got to look at what's playing out on a bigger scale. This whole system, they keep telling us not executive orders, but presidential announcements and congressional announcements of how long we got. And they telling us when it's going to all fall apart. And it's about fell apart. So whenever the AI can stretch out, I don't know what the last governmental function is going to pay for, but once that's over, there's no way to hide the new rollout of us. This is us, right? So we've been under other people's philosophies and opinions of assholes for this long. Now it's time for us to raise these matriarchs back to their place so Big Mama house can be put back in order. And that's all it is to it. It got nothing to do with me, and it's nothing personal, right? So it is what it is.
What?
I'm going to leave the European here just long enough to teach you how to run a government.
Man, no, but you gotta leave. It's hard. I'm going
now,
to teach myself.
Look at what their job is, though. Long enough for what?
To teach you how to run a government. Wow.
That's number 46. That's Taj Tariq Bey.
Wow.
You see where it say I'm going to repeat myself?
Yeah.
That's Taj Tariq Bey constantly sound over and over. It's civics. It's civics. And they trying to make us believe that it was a religious organization.
Right? Yeah.
Right. That's what that is. That's how I knew when I was looking for Taj. What was the other quote I sent you? Another one by him too.
Yeah, right here.
This Angel Bay right here. The door is locked and the angel came and took the key away. That's the unity key. The Ali key. Right? That's Angel Bay. 38, mama's gun. My mama used to carry 38 in her purse.
Right. Yep, my grandma too.
When she first started going to church, it used to still be in there.
Yep.
She had been going to church some years before she cleaned her purse out. She had a battle kit in that motherfucker.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Them older school women, my grandma was scrap.
Type in most feared black woman in America.
I got you.
She is an indigenous lady. If the picture come up, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But she was they call her the most feared black woman in America.
This lady right here.
No, that's not her.
Okay, let's roll down. Take a look. Yeah.
There she go. See what the sister got right up. That's her.
Why the FBI hide the story of the most dangerous black woman ever? Hold up. Oh yeah, there she go, Rod. Her name is somebody else to do took the picture. Damian White took the picture. Her name is Lucy Parsons, born in slavery 1853, made in her life mission to fight for the poor and disenfranchised. So she was in Chicago, and her was starting in Texas. Then she was to flee to Chicago. Hey man, I'm gonna do some research on this lady, man.
I know. That's why I brought her up. I've been intending to put you up on her sooner.
Yeah, man, I'm about to check this lady out, man, because